for $336,000. Fighting out of C2, Cate Hall, coming in, weighing at over 8,000 tweets, is a relatively new face to the poker scene. This Tucson, Arizona native is the winner of this year's GPI Female Player of the Year. She has over 800,000 winnings from poker tournaments, but is yet to win a live event. Ladies and gentlemen, with the eyes of the poker world watching, we are live on Poker Night in America at the SugarHouse Casino, and it's time to shuffle up and deal.
Great intro.
That was as hyped as this match should be. Guys, this is Sean Deep, joined by the Duck Book. You just saw do those amazing intros.
Thank you.
We're fucking excited for this show.
I'm pumped. It has been a long time coming for this.
Yes, and you know, we were only brought on a few months ago as commentators. There was a little discussion of who was going to do it. I was, from day one, I threw my name in the hat. I said, I want to be involved in this. I knew this was going to be amazing. And, here we are. Everyone's so pumped. All right, so Cate starts out with the button. So she won the first flip so far of this match.
I thought I was gonna have a mic,
Which is really important. And I don't realize that I have a hot mic here for a little bit, so we're gonna hear me in the background.
Good call.
It happens.
Good
Oh,
call.
actually, there we go.
All right,
I can see how hot
so
my
just so
computer
those tuning in, the buy-in is 15,000. They're playing 75, 150 blinds, and after 2 hours, the blinds will double. But it's a freeze-out, so whoever starts losing, that's all they have in front of them. So I got Cate opening to 400, which I think will be her standard
Coming
open.
out of the gate strong.
And Dentale, calling the queen 5. So let's see what goes down. Cate, flopping the nuts pretty much.
Yeah, and in heads up, I mean, obviously in not heads up as well, but trips are a very good hand.
Yeah.
I'm willing to usually play a pretty decent-sized pot with trips.
Dentale's calling here.
Yeah, this is a light float. I mean, I guess his thought process is he beats all the straight draws, but the problem is going to be that if you get barreled in the turn, you're going to kind of immediately be in a tough spot.
At least he had a plan.
We're going to have a lead here.
I like this. If he's going to play this hand, call that light. I like having a plan of winning, unimproved. So this check call lead.
True, but at the same time, it would be better to use a hand like a straight draw.
No, obviously you prefer equity.
Right.
But I mean, like with hand with no backdoor equity, I think when you call a flop, you need a plan of what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, that's for sure true.
And I like Cate's call here as well because she knows he's could be bluffing leading draws, and she wants to keep him on the hook.
I think call and raise are both reasonable options.
2,000.
Oh boy, and we are gonna have first blood here. Right out of the
How does the
gates.
queen come?
Wow, that's actually pretty brutal. Now the question for Cate is, should she raise here? Or not?
I think the question is just sizing. I think her hand.
Yeah.
She has one of the best eights in the deck.
Well,
I think ace eight.
I think you can make kind of a reasonable argument for call because
his line is so polarized.
Because his line is polarized, and because you have to be
game.
ahead of over half of the hands that call you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I was going to
So-
bring up about the kicker point. I think her kicker
Cate,
beats
I
half.
just want
I
to
think,
thank you for not raising me and
Yeah.
saving me $4,000.
and I
You're
think
gonna call a $4,000 raise?
Oh, we got some chatter.
Am I going to call?
You were gonna call a $4,000 raise?
You seriously asking that question? You just flopped trips heads up. You didn't do any studying? Doug Bulk, you didn't tell her when she flops trips? What the My
throwing the
God,
needles
thank
at the
God.
commentator.
This match was going to end early. Holy crap.
See, I think if Cate actually watched yesterday, she would have saw
My
a hand.
God, thank you.
Sorry to interrupt there, Dentale. But there was a hand where Mike played versus Jeremy, where Jeremy checked back King Jack on Jack
Pretty
Jack
sick,
10.
river, huh?
He led the 7 turn with the 7.
I saw that.
Called the raise and then called the river.
I saw that.
I think
That was pretty nuts.
Yeah, that's kind of, if she saw it, she might know that he might bet call a 7 or a
But
queen,
going-
thinking that looks bluffy what she's doing.
So going back to the trip situation, the higher trips are much more likely than lower trips because some of those hands are going to fold pre-flop.
Well, I mean, if he's calling queen 5 off, she might not have that assumption, but if he's calling queen 5 off, he might be calling 8-3 suited, 8-2 suited, like all the
Well,
suited
yeah, but I
eights.
mean, there's way less suited eights than offsuit.
Yeah.
So I think that the lead there is generally a bluff or trips itself. And because the lower trips are less likely to defend pre-flop if they're offsuit, I think call is okay. I mean, it's right there either way. I can see wanting to raise.
But I see this is where I think this is where you're being too advanced. I don't think Mike is the level. You've never played opponent as weak as Mike.
Well, never is a strong word.
Recently, I should say.
It's probably true.
Yeah.
I think that well, they both had 6 deuce here, and yeah, that's that.
It's just a good. I think it's a good fold. You know, let it go. You have an edge. You don't have to play 100% of buttons. If you just saw, like she already saw the info, he called queen 5 off, so she doesn't have much fold equity pre. She wants something that can flop equity. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And also he took that bluff line with no equity, so she's got the impression that Dentale's going to try to outplay her. He thinks he's a better poker player than her, which is quite funny.
I think she likes me. I don't know. I thought she didn't like me. I'm glad.
I think whenever they talk, we should listen.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm trying.
I'm anticipating a lot of silence. But anyway, someone asked what's the structure for this, and it is a best 2 out of 3, $15,000 buy-ins, $15,000 buy-in per round. And if after 2 hours no one has gotten stacked, then they up the blinds to 150, 300 until somebody wins. And now we got a little trips back the other way here for Mike.
This is a limp pot though.
All right. Well, Cate has a pretty easy check call, and Mike has a pretty easy swing for the fences.
Do you like Cate checking a7 off versus the button limp?
Yeah, I think it's fine. You want to have some aces in your check range. I think we're going to see this go bet on the turn and fold, though.
Really? I would be tempted to call when someone limps the button. I think he doesn't have too many kings. You know, a couple aces. She has the ace of diamonds. She beats if he does have a flush draw.
Yeah, but she has a bunch of kings herself. She can have some trips. She can have a hand like ace-4. She can have some diamond hands.
You really think there's a big difference between ace-4 and ace-7?
Yeah, it's a huge difference because bluffs, 6-7, 6.
You have better equity versus those straight draw bluffs.
With ace-7
over ace-4.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for starters, when you have ace-4, he's more likely to be bluffing.
Well, I don't think he's going to bet the flop with a 4 and bet the turn with a 4. I think he's going to check back if he turns a 4.
But it's the kicker that matters here. Like, having a 7 is a bad card. Like, there's not.
Oh, you mean so blocking the 7? Okay.
Having a 7 in your hand there is definitely bad.
Okay. I can agree to that point.
If you're going to structure calls, you should probably not include hands that are ace high with a kicker like that. You should call some ace highs. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that one.
All right, guys. One other nice little part about this match is both players are also playing for charity as well. So they really want to spend the other person's money on a good cause.
I'm
sure. And they're going to send them, a nice little Christmas card saying, thanks for your donation at the table that went to this charity. So Dentale is playing for the Community Volunteers in Medicine. Provides free coordinated health care to low-income individuals and families who have no other place to turn for care in Philadelphia. As a nonprofit, it's supported 100% through philanthropy. CVIM is committed to remaining the safety net provider for medical and dental care in our community. And you guys will see a link if you want to donate or read more about that charity, and we'll mention Cate's in a little bit. Let's get back to the action for this hand.
I do believe we are going to have a competition going here between the two charities to see who can raise more.
Oh.
I could be wrong, but I believe that's what's going on here. Isn't a competition between the two of them?
For charity, like a drive. Like if you're on Cate's side, donate to her charity. If you're on Dentale's side, go to him. Let's see where the money is actually behind.
Right. I don't want to say it correctly. That is correct, right? So anyway, you have an option to donate to either of their charities. Show your support for the community as well as
another big cooler here as they both, river at 10. It's 4 straight, but Dentale calls. And
I actually like how Dentale played this hand a lot. Bet turn, check call river. Cate also played it fine. I think this is just like standard really from both players.
City again, huh, kiddo?
You see Mike's getting a little flustered, Look at the way he's moving chips. Shaking a little bit, I think.
900.
Your live reads are kicking in, Sean.
Doug, do you like the check call? Because I knew I was getting cooler again, buddy.
I like the check call.
Yeah.
I mean.
Dentale, when Doug agrees to your play, it means you're better playing.
Oh, we already have $25 in here for Cate's charity,
All
I
right.
believe.
Sick.
Gonna
So
go ahead and read off what
yeah,
Cate-
let me read about that one for you guys, since you can start donating. So Hall's Charity is the Committee to Protect Journalists. It's an independent, nonprofit organization that promotes press freedom worldwide. They defend the rights of journalists to report the news without fear of reprisal.
And that does not surprise me to be Cate's charity,
Yeah.
at least.
She always, researches really well. I know she was big into .org or whatever the charity with all those guys. And yeah, it's just, I think two great causes. And, Mike's a local guy. I got respect for him doing, money where it matters. And Cate, being an ex-lawyer, wants to do what she can legally for people.
Yeah, I think it's cool to add that element here. I also think it's just kind of funny to have them up next to each other, because then it's just like another little mini thing going on here. Okay, so we got an open, an open from Mike and a call from Cate.
And Dentale decided to min raise. So Dentale's had quite the button.
He's had a variety of strategies,
which I think is going to be very good. It's going to help him out.
Now, I think that in this hand, if Mike wants to win this pot, he's going to win it. Although
you think so? I think she's going to recognize a 6 is just too strong to fold. Well, she's definitely never going to fold now.
Yeah,
flush draw as well.
on a neutral turn. My main point is that when your opponent flops, a middling pair and you flop a straight draw, you usually get them off it by the river in most situations. Now, as played, Mike looks like he's considering going for a stab here.
Which I don't mind. I mean, pretty much has one of his low hands.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I mean, he can have a lot of lower hands. He can have 4-3, 4-2, 3-2, 7-3, 8-7, 9-7, 7-4. So he does have a bunch of other ones, but he can have.
It's credible to bet an ace,
Yeah,
and Cate will from him. And he gives up.
We should have another $100 donation in here, by the way.
Wow,
You guys
the
are
only
awesome.
card
Just
I
keep
could
it up.
offer is a 6.
How bad would I crush these two? I am not the greatest heads-up player. I think
For sure.
me and Cate would be really close, and me and Dentale just wouldn't be
This
close.
is an honest man here.
Yeah, I know my skill set. It's to be a jackass, to be an idiot, Me and Sean Deeb, I love doing that
His
stuff.
shirt says sarcasm. Right there.
Nope. Went the wrong way.
You went the wrong way. You're like, oh.
I usually swerve the wrong way.
It's reversed. It's reversed.
Yeah.
Which confusing.
He's way more used to streaming, so that makes sense why he gets it right.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Let's get a few questions here from the chat, guys. I'm gonna get a few shout outs to anyone I recognize in here too. Mao
I
Jr.
saw Real Johnny Backs, the legend,
wow.
Cliff Josephine.
Is it actually him though?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I do.
You never know.
I have interacted with him a few times, so I know
Cool.
it's him.
We got C.R. Martin in here. Hey, Doug, did Cate Hall take your Heads Up Mastery course? Yes, she did. So she's been going through that material, which I imagine will help her substantially in this format.
Another kind of cooler for Dentale here. Super dry board. Flops middle pair after calling the raise.
So
Cate
we got
checks back.
check. I think we're going to see Cate bet turn and river, and I think we're going to see Mike call down.
Do you like the call down if he does end up doing that?
Call down is definitely correct, but we'll see what happens.
Finally, Dan O'Brien Poker is also in the chat. How are you,
Shout
Dan?
out to Dan O'Brien. Glad to have you today. Frankie B. NYC. Minosa, what's up? Throwing his dongers up in the chat. Welcome. S. Strobe in the mix. Ryan Meese. Also here. C.R. Martin. Got a lot of faces. A lot of friendly faces. The real Bob Ross.
I don't agree with Sierra Martin making the point that sunglasses while playing means I'm a weak pro. I think sunglasses can be very intimidating. I'm someone who picks up a lot of things, and a lot of the best live readers actually like wearing sunglasses because of the fact they don't want you to know what they're looking at. They're looking at your arms, your face, your knee, your legs. You know,
I kind of switched sides on that. Like originally,
it's getting a little
get
bit
hot.
looser
It's
in here.
toasting under these stairs. But anyway,
Doug is too tall. We should have actually switched because he hits his head on the wall.
I am taller than where the stairs are, but that's okay. So we saw check call, and now Cate's going to bet the river.
See, I really think there's a river where I think Dentale can fold because I don't think she has too many straight draws that are going to go for it. And now deuces beat her, H chop, I just don't see her taking this line as a bluff too often. I think she's going to bet most of her air on ace 8 deuce rainbow.
And another good point too is that you definitely should check call a deuce on the turn as
My hands
Mike.
are cool here all day.
And now
I
a deuce has
a better hand.
Yeah, see, this is where like Dentale's like, the GTO style says
This
it's
is a
probably a
snap
call,
call.
but he feels like it's a fold, which I'm a fan of,
But I
trusting your
happen to think I'm
instincts
beat.
as a poker player.
I happen to thinking you have an ace here.
Yeah, he's kind of pulling Daniel Negreanu. He's calling the hand correctly and
While
still
putting
making
his
the
money
correct
in.
call.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Just today, I was right,
Right.
Even though he could have waited 30 minutes and heard us say, "You're right, Mike. She's got an ace. Just fold."
I think either way is fine here. I don't see a problem with either line.
Yeah, the
Against my
biggest
better
shock right now
judgment.
is
Having a
oh, sorry.
Having a 7's not good.
Against my better judgment.
And I think it's really bad for Dentale to be showing his cards right now.
I mean,
I know like it's good for the show, but like,
is it really that bad to advertise? Hey, if you try
me a
and bet,
favor, give it a little
and I have
extra
pairs, I'm
shuffle
gonna call you down. Is that
Oh,
bad?
you hear that live pro? He asked for an extra shuffle. He knows he's
gotta-
got to change the luck.
You gotta
change
you
it up.
gotta get the extra shuffle.
Yeah. Now give it a good,
Maybe just
counterclockwise
maybe a new
wash.
deck, new setup out there.
Yeah.
Look, it's been like 6 hands or something, or 8 hands. Oh, we got 200 here for Cate's charity. We have $1 in.
Oh, I didn't even notice that on the screen.
I think that was. I think someone's trolling.
Yeah, that is a
But
pretty
you know
solid
what?
troll.
You know what? A $1 donation is still a $1
Yeah,
donation.
but someone's going to put in some money behind. I know there's some big money players doing
I
a
am,
secondary stream
small, right?
who are betting on Dentale, so I'm sure they're not super excited right now.
Probably not with the way this is kicked off.
Look at I do not like this over 3xing now that they're getting shallower. Opening to 500. That's kind of, I think, a sign of tilt already.
Yeah,
He just wants to win a pot, and he's a little bit frustrated.
it's definitely not better to raise big as you get shorter.
I feel like this is a hand Cate would 3-bet a lot, but I think over the over 3x, I think I would fold personally. But maybe she's sensing the weakness with the over raise, and she's going to go for it.
I'm going to do a classic Doug answer here. I think I like all 3 options.
No, Doug. We're not allowed to do all 3 options. He just snap calls it? Oh, my God.
He's got to snap it off.
He doesn't even this is just...
All right, we got poker in the streets here, guys.
Yeah, this is
the highest
the old
card.
6 high to 5 high.
The highest card someone has right now is a 6.
Hey, but they are suited. They got that going
That's
for them.
true, and only 1 gap.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, this is a giant amount of, Dentale's stack, and this is, one of the leaks that I think he has. And they flop nothing, so I like Cate's chances of winning this spot. That's such a great card for Cate's range. She's checking because she has no equity.
Probably. I have to feel like we're going to see a river stab here, though. Although now that we've
You got to stab. She has so many better high diamonds.
I don't know.
than
Now
Dentale.
that you have a 5, though.
Yeah, but there's...
Mike should definitely stab. It's hard to get worse than a 6. If he bets here, he probably wins. This is a spot.
That's why I don't like checking in Cate's spot. I think he's got some better hands, and she has way more like the trappy hands possible than Mike.
But the thing is, she has other hands to bluff. She could have a hand like Ace-9 suited.
But
Or
Ace-9 suited and 5s almost are the exact value. Dentale has no deuces. He doesn't
But
really
they're not the same value, because if Mike has a random pair, it
Well, what
matters.
random pair would he have?
4s or 3s or Ace-2 suited.
3s are blocked.
I mean, they're not the same hand is the main point. So if you have
I just like it because he can have Ace-X.
But the thing is, we have to structure our ranges based around the correct way to play all of our hands. So bluffing with hands that, bluffing with hands.
Dentale's so tilted he called with the best hand pre, and he knows it. But Mike doesn't realize that if she didn't river pair, he was going to lose the pot.
Yeah.
Olivier is in the building playing a tournament. He might come at some point. Doug did kind of hurt his voice with that amazing intro.
I did. I went hard in the paint there, but I'm still here.
I'm not challenging Doug, guys. I just think we have vastly different styles. I think that's great for this show. I've become the live pro, the online tournament grinder.
Right,
is
and
the live pro.
I actually know how to play heads up, so it's a nice mix.
Yeah, you could have just said I actually know how to play no limit hold'em.
Yeah,
to really be honest.
Your ring game is solid.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you got.
You've taken about 70,000 off me in the ring. So you're like, yeah, Sean,
Well,
you're great in ring. Just keep playing.
Keep you in the game.
Yeah, just like keep juicing me up because I'll never play you heads
You're
up.
funneling the money into me.
Oh yeah,
You
I take from the fish and give to the pro.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
So Great to be here.
All right, look at Dentale. Is really, this is what we saw yesterday in the cash game. Is the more tilted he gets, the more station he gets with a lot weaker and weaker hands. With these stack sizes, it's going to punish him.
But 8-2 suited is a hand where, like,
Check.
I mean, you're suited, man. In the big blind in heads up no limit, if someone raises less than 3x and you're suited, I can get behind a flop.
Even like 35 blinds effective?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Suited. Suitedness, guys, it's a good thing. Dentale is a bad rag.
Normally I would stop by and check out your pizza shop, but I have a flight tonight or tomorrow. So
you could send him some, though. He'll eat it.
yeah, you could always send us a pie to the SugarHouse Casino. The staff here would love you, and we'll definitely give you a little shout out for that food.
Absolutely, for sure. The thing is, though, in heads up, whoa! Look at the donations. Mike.
Dentale
Mike
taking the
on
lead.
The upswing. Wow.
That's
276. Damn.
We're gonna get up there. I think the good line
Strong
is what is going to
play.
be the higher thing: money donated to charity or peak viewers we have for the stream.
Probably peak viewers.
Really? I can
think
see us
so.
getting up to like 5,000.
That's an interesting bet, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on how long the matches go for,
That's also
like
true.
that's a big.
That's
influence
very
there.
true. It tends to build over time.
Yeah.
So, I could see it going either way. All right, so we have limp in from Mike, which on short stack is fine with ace-5, and check from Cate. And we've got
No one flopping it really much. So you're going to see check here.
probably going to see check. And this bet's probably going to work. I think
Cate bet full pot.
Oh, she led. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then turns the nuts.
Super reasonable turn. Reasonable turn.
She's a little mad, though. It's also a diamond.
Oh.
Though. That's kind of brutal for her.
Oh, cannot catch a break so far. So,
And what I just don't understand Dentale's flop call,
yeah, I'm with you, man.
What
I
what are you beating? What cards are good for you?
You could have a king, you could have a queen, you have a jack, you have a 10, you have a 9, you have diamonds.
Everything is better than
You
an
could
ace.
even have ace-5 with an ace. That would be better. There's a very wide range. By the way, guys, joining us here in the booth for a second, stopping by, Kane Callis, the legend. I think actually you were here commentating on Friday, right? So
Yeah.
So you guys are familiar with Kane.
He's a great guy.
Kane-
Not the greatest poker player, but, a great guy.
No, I disagree. I disagree. Kane's strategy, for those of you that don't know, and I've known Kane for a while, have aces as much as
I
possible.
did the Kane Callis yesterday.
You did.
I had
you
it 4
did.
times, Kane.
4 times.
And I won all 4. And I had kings once or twice.
People had some hands too. So.
Only once someone got it in versus me. But yeah, I loved it. I felt good.
I felt good with the aces.
So Cate is now switching to min raising, which I'm sure in Doug's program, based on stack size, that is going to be the best option to do. And
Yeah, I don't cover really too much stuff about shorter stack play.
Oh, really?
On upswing.
Okay.
It's based around deep stack. But as you get shorter, it is more reasonable to min raise.
And Dentale finally gets his first bluff through.
And it was a good spot to do it.
Yeah.
I like this play. It's unlikely that the check back range contains too many flush draw type hands or straight draw type hands. A lot of those equity hands are going to be betting on the flop. So good time to take a stab with a weak hand that does have a little tiny bit of equity. I can get on board. If you want to check that hand on the turn, take a stab on the river, I can get behind that too.
Yeah, but I think also Mike has to be afraid of that. Cate has shown a willingness to check, top pair like the ace hand. So she's going to be having a very balanced checking range that she will have some combos of flush draws, some straight draws, some 10x's, very few trips I think she'll be checking back. But,
right.
I mean, that's going to work in her favor because she's going to be more balanced while I think Mike is just going to be more button clicky.
Well, there have certainly been buttons clicked so far.
Yeah. And the best thing, all those tweet buttons that were clicked that got us to this point. Let's give a shout out to Twitter for making this happen.
This wouldn't be a thing without Twitter.
Yeah.
Said no one. No, I'm kidding. No, that's true. That's true. They battled it out. All right, so we have a situation where Mike has flopped ace high. Cate has a gutter and
Mike is
a
betting
flush draw.
huge for
And
these spots.
Whoa, yeah, damn, awkward. How deep are they?
He has like 3,800 back.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't mind all three options.
I like raising, getting it in. I just think with 10 high out of position, I just check raise go on this board.
That's fine. I think that's fine. Well, if Cate wants to win this, she's gonna win it.
1,000.
I don't know.
And
Oh, you see this? Up to 1,200.
What?
CPJ.
what just happened?
Someone just threw it out
Did
at
somebody just donate
$1,000.
actually $1,000? Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah,
We're-
I should have made
Sean,
that bet. I knew it was going to
We
work.
are doing the Lord's work today. We are doing the Lord's work. We're making the world a better place.
I wouldn't go that far.
We're making it
the
a
world's a
place.
pretty great place as it is. Yeah,
I agree with that.
we're not that egotistical, guys.
Yeah.
Just one of us.
We're not going to make America like great again or something like that. And for those of you that don't know, Cate and Mike had some serious Twitter beef about 4 months ago. And, you know, Cate
It wasn't just 4 months ago. For the last 4 months.
but I mean, the initial storm.
Yeah, the initial storm was
4
insane.
months ago. And Cate, very left wing, you know, with everything that goes along with that. A lot of people describe her as being a
Dentale
social
getting in a
justice
little
warrior.
frisky with the king 5 off.
That's good. I think Mike just needs to like.
He's got to get some momentum. He's a
gotta-
big momentum player.
He has to put his foot in the gas.
Yeah.
And like, even though
Do
he,
me a
you know,
favor, could you outplay me one hand and show it? Show me some skill.
I
Show
love
me
it.
that you could earn, you know, any respect you have without just getting hit with the deck.
You're doing a good job outplaying
Can you do
yourself.
that for me, please? Could you prove everything I've said about you wrong one time?
So happy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always smart when playing heads up to convince your opponent to play better than they're currently playing.
Right, that's a
You know,
good
yeah, like, hey, you know, I think you're not playing that well. You know, you could kick it up a notch,
Right.
make it more fair.
Right.
But the funny thing is, Dentale actually made a point so far with the card scene. Cate has had the best hand almost every time. She hasn't really bluffed him off, you know,
Right.
a big one. And
Yeah, no, for sure.
she's just gotten a
Top
showdown and
two on
had
this?
the best hand.
And Mike should be checking this on the flop, probably. Although Deep likes betting because Deep bets his pairs.
I bet my bottom pairs. I like to protect.
Yeah.
And
They play
I think,
well. They play well versus check raise.
And
If you check back, you know you're up against a strong range. So there's a lot of good
And
merit
one of the
there.
reasons I think I like betting there is when the bottom card pairs, so often your opponent bluffs into you. That is one of my favorite things, is letting them try
True.
to represent that card
And-
that they're so convinced you check back.
And also, that happens a lot because 2 of the cards off the deck are that card.
And I'm very good at hitting 2-outers.
I know you are.
I'm better at 3-outers, but 2-outers have done pretty well at that.
Yeah, you got Bousquet.
Yeah, I got him good.
You got him good. Ace,
I
queen,
actually thought
strong hand.
it was really funny because I chatted with him about the hand. I was like, you know, I thought you picked up some physical tells on me because I was like kind of, you know, at a TV table, you guys don't realize that this is a very high rail. It's very awkward compared to a normal poker table.
Yeah, no,
So I do a lot of weird positioning things with my arms, and I thought he had picked up something. Z 3-bet me like twice when I did something differently than when I had a big hand. So I purposely, when I had ace queen, did that as a reverse tell versus him, and I trapped him with his. And he only got it in with the second nuts.
Man, I didn't even know that game was happening.
I know you're not.
I was just playing poker.
You were,
What was I thinking?
You were just drinking.
I was also just
We
drinking.
were drinking a lot.
There
It
was
was
there was a
awesome.
lot of alcohol. Jeremy, man, he goes hard in the paint.
Shout out to SugarHouse for hooking us up with all that free, nice,
Absolutely.
top shelf liquor.
It was
Only
the, good
the best
stuff.
for us,
It
yeah.
was actually the good stuff.
It was the stuff that Phil Hellmuth drinks
Yeah.
regularly. That's
Yeah.
how good it is.
And after you
It's all-
fold, I'm going to show you a deuce.
Oh,
Oh.
man. Mike is great, man. Like, I mean, I don't always agree with like a lot of the stuff he does on Twitter, and like,
After
can-
you fold, I'm going to show you a
What are you?
deuce.
What are your thoughts
All
on Cate Hall's line here, checking back flop?
Cate Hall has actually like a pretty good bluff catching hand.
Really? I
Wait.
think it blocks a lot of
Sorry,
straights.
checks down. No,
Yeah, it
but
checked down.
More
But-
impressed if you can show a
and he
card
bet
other than a deuce.
there's no straights though. There's no straights, man.
Can you do it?
It checked down
No.
to the river.
More impressive
Yeah,
what?
I'm
you could
you
show
think
a card
queen high
other than a
when he
deuce.
overbets there?
Show me another
You
what?
don't
What do
want to
you
have a
show you?
low card in your hand though. Like it's way better to call queen 10
I'll
than
show
like
it
ace.
to you. You're not
X.
talking anymore.
So you want to call with hands that don't block the bluff range of your opponent.
Like I said, there's two parts of playing poker.
I would lean towards
There's
calling.
getting
I
smashed
just
in
think
deck
like the
you
check
have
back
been,
flop and turn
and
when
there's
Dentale can fold
showing
ace
skill.
high, like
Earning pots,
and you
winning
have
pots.
nut
Which
outs,
one
and
was
then you can
leading
just like
queen five
get
on the
bet
turn
bet
first
jam
hand?
I'm
with
sorry?
those stack
Which one
sizes.
was leading
Well, what
queen
I'm s-
5 on the turn on the first hand?
You're breaking down hands with me now after you check trips, 10-8, and a heads-up pot when I have top pair? You just
I didn't
flatted
check
me?
it.
I mean,
She
you just
didn't check
flat
Do you
it.
called
even remember the
2,000,
hand?
right?
She bet any lead
What am I,
turn.
75?
Ooh, he's steamed up, man. This is good. This is great.
It's on me, right? You
Yes,
ready?
you have the button.
500. Buckle up. This is going to be a good hand. Deuce.
No, this is just exactly what we were hoping for.
I didn't think there would be much of this, but if there is, we got to let him talk.
Thank you.
We're trying to keep quiet when they start talking, guys. We really want to hear their table talk.
Yeah, guys.
It's just tough. We're mid conversation, but we're doing our best.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, feel free to complain because, like, we're gonna read it and care a lot. But our general stance is, if we're in the middle of a sentence, we're gonna finish it, and then let them talk. But most of the time, they're not talking, so we can't like wait on the edge of our seats to hope they're not gonna.
Mike took a deep breath. He might be about to say something.
No, dude. He just said cards. No, you
Don't
just-
raise the button. Don't do it. 1,000.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, that's
Tell
kind
her
of a
don't do it,
live
she
pro
still
thing.
does it. That's
Someone
sick.
like trying to induce you to open and then just snap 3 bets, like
Yeah.
that's usually strength. That's the live pro. Luckily, Cate had nothing because she's GTO, so she would just ignore that information. That
Yeah.
he's just throwing out there.
Yeah. Something along those lines. All right, guys. So let's do this. We obviously have to kick it off with this. Early on the stream. If you want to see Cate Hall win, let's see a 1 in the chat. If you want to see Mike win, let's see a 2 in the chat.
I feel like we should have done like muscles or something else. Like I know there's some emojis.
Yeah, I don't know if there's muscles on Twitch, but let's go 1 for Cate, 2 for Mike. It'll flood in. Just watch.
Okay.
It'll flood.
3. The
Yeah.
first one that comes in. Well
First
done,
one.
Troll. Sausage Fest.
We got a mix here actually. We have a real solid mix. Look at this.
You do know Twitch. It came in quick.
Yeah, I've been here a time or two. All right, so I think this is like a relatively neutral.
It
breakdown.
looks like maybe 60-41s. That's my quick read.
Yeah, there's more ones flooding in now. So
Yeah.
big stretch of ones. All right, so we got. Oh, there are the muscles. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Although I haven't seen that before. Hey, it's cheap. Cheat in 69, 69, 69. By the way, shout out to my boy Jason Les. Clearly on the rail, as always, as a live
Hey,
pro
Jason
should.
Les was there when I
How
won my
light
first
did you just
bracelet.
pull
He
right
was?
now?
He was, yes.
Nice.
Thank you, Jason, for being such a weak ass bitch 3-handed.
Oh.
I'm just curious how light you call me. I'm going to make you fold and show you a 5. I'm going to bet 1,000 and show you a 5. I don't have a 5. Oh, I do have a 5, yeah.
So every time he's done that, if Kate's paying attention, he's had the nuts. He
But-
has done
but
that with.
She's not going to know if he does or not.
Well, she
He
can
called me
get
2
information
weak
for
on the
later
turn.
matches. I guarantee both them,
Very easy
he's
to
got
bluff
someone
you off
telling
on
him
the
some
river.
stuff after. I think
Yeah.
there's going to be some changes of gears
I mean,
from
it's-
Cate from match 1 to 2.
It's hard. It's
Why do I
hard to.
keep putting that there? Can I get a Red Bull?
Yeah, what up, Red Bull?
Yeah, shout out to Red Bull throwing a nice party for us last
Yeah, they
night.
did last night.
Had a good time.
Regular, please.
Regular. Gotta get the sugar, man.
Thanks.
Mike does not strike me as a regular Red Bull kind of guy. You know? Shit, I actually want a Red Bull.
I'm sure we can find one.
I'm sure. And we also at some point have to start drinking. By the way, Sean, we also want to quickly talk about the new Poker Night in America app.
Oh, yes. Let's.
If you want to quickly just pull that up.
Yeah.
Check.
Do you want to play poker on TV with our pros? Poker Night in America is about to launch a new social
If you
poker
blow
app
on this pot,
that will
I
let
fold.
you win real world prizes, including a chance to appear
75.
on TV at our table, very likely with Doug or I or Jeremy. I know everyone would love to play with
Ooh,
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Yes. So go to pokernight.com/app to sign up for our newsletter and be among the first to be notified when the app is available. Download, play, and win. Should be out in a few weeks, I believe. I'm excited.
Yeah, should be good stuff. I actually, you know, I really like what Poker Night in America is doing overall. You know, I really feel like they're making poker. I mean, how
I know you
how
want to
many-
say make your poker
What were
great
you saying?
again.
No, I wasn't
I
gonna
know.
say
No,
that.
you want to say it.
I wasn't gonna say
You
that.
gave the intro.
I
you paused.
legitimately wasn't going to say make poker great again. I was looking for the right
awards,
words.
you said if you play
But
another year,
you
you
know,
could
there's
be
not
the
many
best
people
in the
that
world.
are
Was
currently
that wrong? You
that
did
currently
say
have
You did get that wrong.
televised
Hold on.
poker.
Sorry?
You did get that wrong.
What did you say exactly? Do you remember?
I said if I'd been playing for 10 years, there's nobody I couldn't compete with.
There's no, you could compete with anybody. You didn't say something, that's what you said? I thought it was a little different. If 10 years, if you were playing 10 years?
I said 5 or 10 years.
5 or 10. Now it's 5 or 10. It's going to be 2 years in a little while.
Hey, someone just said, you know, Cate is hot. Why is Dentale acting like a dick towards her? Let's talk about how hot Mike Dentale
Wow.
is, you know.
That's all
I
me,
mean,
this one.
Those New
For a
Jer-
guy who's that old, you know, he's looking good.
it is actually he's surprisingly
Old.
old for like how in shape he is.
Yeah. No one, I think, will ever say that about me at any point in my life, though.
No one will ever say that about you.
I got a black 3 somewhere. Nope, I don't. Fuck. Thought I did.
This is the first game someone's asking. It's the first match of best of 3. It's strictly freeze out, and we'll see, you know. Dentale's made a good comeback. He was down to about 4,500, 5,000.
He was on the ropes.
And he kind of, you know, got some better hands, got some 3-bets in there, and Cate kept folding.
Red Bull's kicking in.
Yeah, you see
We're
them
about to-
getting a little bit more relaxed at the table, you know.
For
I think
sure.
they were very tense the first, 20
Oh,
minutes.
100%. 100%. Also, guys, in the chat, it's easy to say be quiet when they're talking, but we are in the middle of sentences. So, like, you can complain, but we're still going to finish our sentences. We'll do our best to be respectful here, but, I mean, let's have a little common decency to the commentators who are under the stairs commentating this action for you. All right, so we got an open here from Cate.
I think we got another 3-bet coming. Oh, no, I just called. I was grabbing more chips.
Okay, this is a heads-up version of an action flop.
Ah, the old lead. I like this because Cate's been checking back a ton of flops. I like leading some hands, into that.
Yeah, I can safely say I don't like this. And also, I think Cate should mainly
Be
try
folding
to,
or raising?
Yeah, well, I think mainly raising and then sometimes calling.
You never fold this hand to a
You're
lead.
in position 3-1 with a gutter. Hard.
A non-nut gutter. I know it's not huge heads
Dude,
up.
we're playing no limit hold'em. Non-nut gutter. What is that bullshit?
That's the way I play.
Oh, okay.
Got
we're
a little
back.
blackout.
And
I just think, because I know a lot of people lead some draws on that type of
Cate
board.
absolutely should have stabbed here on the turn. I mean, pretty mandatory stab. And now also, again, a pretty mandatory stab. Mike having a 4 isn't very good.
But Mike doesn't consider that.
I'm saying what the actual strategy is. I'm not
No,
saying what they're
that's not the
thinking.
actual strategy. That's what the strategy should be. But we're not playing,
That's what it is.
duck poke, lessons here.
I'm talking about actual strategy. You can talk about made-up strategy if you want. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll do the actual strategy, and you can say words.
Okay.
All right. You can't be like, oh, you can't talk about actual strategy. It's not what he's thinking. It's still strategy. Oh, God. And Mike is thinking about this. Well, by the way, this is one of the reasons I don't like the flop lead. But
This hand's a fold, but I want to call.
His instincts are spot on again.
however,
8. It's a bad run out for me, and it doesn't make sense. So many hands and drawers that beat this small pair I have.
something you never thought you'd hear Mike say.
Open-ended, your flush draw, your overcard. But there's just something about your body language that tells me you're full of shit.
Oh, that's right.
8, right? What do you think?
It's called alternative strategy.
This could be a read gone bad. You know what happens. little pair. Hands are full. But, fuck it.
I gotta.
That's called playing poker.
Oh, snap.
Oh, look at that cock. Like, you see how much his demeanor's changed from like 30 minutes ago.
Uh-huh. Ooh, he's happy right now. He's a happy camper right now.
Oh yeah. He's still down 2-1, but you know he's got the happiness EV. Like we said, he's a flow player. He's an emotional player. He's gonna chug that Red Bull, get his strength, and you know it's basically like his bag of spinach or whatever can of spinach.
Honestly, I just hope we get like a real close down the stretch match. I want some big hands. I want some lulls. I want some more mic chat.
Yeah, Cate, you know, it's tough to, when you're someone who's so talkative like Dentale, Cate is, you know, just trying to focus on her game and strategy to really banter back with him.
Yeah, definitely. We've currently raised
Thank God you didn't take a stand on this one, because I actually have the goods on the button this time.
We've raised $1,700 for charity, and Mike is
really stalled on this charity.
I got it. There it is, the goods.
7 again. Amazing.
He's kind of like me. I show the only bad card when I have a good one a lot. Deep versus bulk heads up for rolls,
cheating.
guys. I like my kids too much to do that to them.
Don't worry, I'll also.
You'll still give them a college one?
Yeah.
I'll take care of him.
I think Doug would say that was the wrong call according to strategy.
Come on, Cate, earn it. No cheating.
I just think, you know, he's like, you have way better hands when you get to this spot. You don't have to call with that.
Caitlin.
Big Mama Jones says, Sean, do you have a diet you can recommend?
Yes, whatever food you find, eat it.
Nice.
Hey, as long as it's good
convenient.
food, eat it.
It sounds convenient, actually.
Luckily, we've been taken care of. The food's been awesome at
Oh my God,
SugarHouse.
she's
That
really
was
This is
that's so
had some
cool.
amazing meals at
I'm not looking
Hugo's
at my phone.
and at the Red Bull party.
You don't have any friends, bud?
Yeah, actually, and
What'd she say?
Look at that rail that's
What did they
those
say
guys
I
are-
had? They said I had it? And then,
yeah, the steak here was amazing. And the chef knew Phil Hellmuth, obviously.
No, it was the chef didn't know Phil Hellmuth. It was one of the chef, like the head chef.
Oh, I
didn't
see.
know
Okay,
who won the photo.
gotcha.
Look at Dentale limping the 10-3 off. He's feeling it.
I hope we both flop trips on this one.
Oh, boy.
A lot of pot-sized bets in these limp pots. A lot more than what I would normally do.
You know, Mike bets like a man.
Kate's also
I
a
just
betting
want you to know,
pot,
whoever
so
wins,
she also bets like a man.
I'll always be better than you, though. Just keep that in mind. Remember that. You can play 10 years. You'll never be better than me. Ever.
I think after 10 days, she was better than you, Mikey.
Mike is like, he's like not even a real person, you know? He's like an older dude, but he's like still in shape. He's like talks shit.
Imagine
like,
him in his 20s.
Oh
I know,
God,
I
How
played
scary
heads
is
up
that?
before, so I keep forgetting.
it is.
That's a good lot of things. How many fights?
Shit, you got the goods right now? This is such a bad hand, but I want to crack you so bad. I hope you have a big hand. This is a real bad one. This is going to hurt. I think it's a better flop for you. Check it.
Confirmed.
A lot of Broadway cards. Flush draws, straight draws.
Also
It
confirmed.
really has it. You really have it. That's so sick. It really has it. I check. Unless my card comes out. Yeah, I check.
Oh, I check. I guess my cards. Yeah, I check. My check wasn't binding.
It's a really scary board. Scary card dealer, scary card. That's a fucking scary card. Check.
A lot of talking in this hand, but Mike has played it totally standard.
I beat absolutely nothing, Caitlin, on pocket threes.
It's generally hard to bluff here in Cate's shoes.
What's in the middle?
Yeah.
You can spread it? That's fine. That's good. Pocket threes, Caitlin. I'm thinking
Dentale
again.
did not angle me yesterday. He owes me 500 and acknowledged it, and we will be square. That's not an angle when we make an agreement. You know, he's not one of the guys I have to worry about collecting money from. I won't be berating him publicly.
I think
I don't think you have it, but this is a tough call for me. It's not worth it. I might have to let this one go.
they're referencing when you went to put your chips over the line, and he called, and then you did, and he tanked.
I think that was fine. I think
It was close. It looked like
I
you
gotta
were,
let this one go. I can't.
it looked like you were over the line.
But I don't know if the line counts, especially for in regular.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We play different rules of poker in America. It's not like we purposely do crazy things. Like I try to buy someone's hand. You can't do that in a normal poker game, you know. So I think that
True,
I
that
could
is
have checked
true.
there as well, and that like if I had stone air, I might have just messed them and not given
Yeah.
them that.
I think that last 10 was well played from everybody.
You really like calling the flop with 9-3? I just think it's too weak.
I mean,
I know it's a pair and your head's up, but there's very few runoffs that you're going to get to showdown.
it's
even
fine.
if you have the best hand.
It's fine to have call folds though. You need some call folds. So your weaker pairs.
I would rather have like an 8 or a queen or a 10,
Well, yeah. I mean, you're gonna call those too.
but those I feel
When
like that's
am I
enough
gonna
call
get a good
folds
hand? It's, like,
already.
insane.
You have
guys
ace
gonna
X
keep
though. It's a
doing this
bunch
to
of
me?
hands. Low pairs,
This is
stuff like
insane.
that.
You think she bet the way she's been playing? I expect her to check back ace X
I want
on
at least a
9
pair
10
one time.
check.
What I'm saying is in the defend range for Mike.
Oh, okay.
One time could have a pair. Bigger than kings. Good for kings, Kate. You're smart on this one. What do you think?
Doesn't show one. Weak raise takes it down. Doesn't show one. Should have showed a 4. I had kings. Oh wait. This was a 4. That would have been better.
This is round 1 of possibly 3.
Correct.
Let's get some more money for charity. You know, Dentale's been frozen at 276 for quite some time.
Yeah. It's. He's got the shorter stack there for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If you have thoughts on the match, what you want to see, who's going to win, predictions, anything, tweet at DougPolkPoker. I'm going to read a few off here. We'll talk about what you guys have to say.
Yeah, it might be better to send in some questions through Twitter instead of the chat, 'cause the chat is just blowing up right now. We're trying to read it, but it goes so fast. So we got 2 real hands here. Cate opens Jack-9 suited. Dentale has Ace-King. We're expecting a 3-bet, and Cate to definitely call the 3-bet.
I agree. Have a tweet here from Andrew Moreno.
I'm gonna bet bind 1,000.
This is not in the lab.
Now, this is bad news for Dentale.
Andrew Moreno tweets, "Yo guys, it would appear Mike is playing game theory optimal thus far. Hashtag GTO poker."
Hey, you know, he's actually played better than I expected with a lot of these hands so far. This will be an interesting one to see what happens. He just turned the
Ooh,
second on
interesting
flush draw.
turn. What do you think? He's gonna fire?
Of course, he's a man, as we talk about. But you notice his sizing's been a little bit smaller this hand. He's just trying to get, you know, a cheap look at his draw. Cate's never gonna fold her hand.
Yeah, she's gonna have to call. The question is gonna be if he ships the river.
I don't think he's a shipper. I think he's gonna bet an amount, even though he's setting up a good size for it.
Yeah.
I think he just doesn't want to bluff off his whole stack, and like get, you know, and get made fun of by everyone. Even though, wow, she folded.
Whoa.
Cate.
Whoa, that is not upswing approved. We got
Doug's face on that one.
top pair on the flop is usually a hand you play for a lot of chips. It's my professional recommendation.
Maybe she just felt that, he was going to ship the river like Doug said, and she just didn't want to call. But now look at how close the stacks are getting. Dentale really has made a huge comeback, everyone. Everyone's giving him a hard time, but, he's been winning without the best hand a bunch now.
Yeah, boys.
What's up? We got Matt Glantz here in the booth.
Yeah, Matt, who is the key reason that you guys are all able to watch this. He, did his best, what's his name, Don King impression.
You're doing a great job. Seriously, everyone's
Thank you.
raving about you guys.
Awesome.
Not everyone, but that's okay.
Enough people.
Everyone in the poker room's raving.
Oh, awesome.
The tournament, the cash games, we're all loving it, watching it in the poker room.
That's what I like to hear, guys. That's what I like to hear. We're raising money for charity over here.
Yeah.
1,400.
Yeah, we got.
I like that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
The glasses are pretty cool, though.
Pretty reflective. You can see the table.
So there's a lot of, are they talking back and forth?
Mike's
Probably
talking.
like 20% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike's got his voice. When he had 4,000, he was a lot quieter than when he got back up to 11.
If Mike gets back to up to even, you'll hear a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if he, I actually want to see him move into the lead for a bit, and just like do some gloating. That would be amazing.
And then still lose.
I mean,
yeah.
whatever.
Backdoor to flush.
So, action here. Mike, bet flop. Interesting turn check when he turns to flush draw, and then rivers the goods.
1,500.
Cate has a pretty clear river bluff. She should be betting here on the river. Can't really have much worse than this.
So I'm surprised that she's, in a lot of spots and not taking the line that you predicted.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
How poor was your program or whatever your class you gave her?
Look, here's the bottom line. Heads up, no limit is like.
Told me if you overbet the pot like that, I price you out, and you can't call when I'm bluffing.
So poker is really complicated, and there's tons of spots, and like just because
Poker is complicated.
it is,
Okay.
it is. And even if you study like good material for a while, like
Cate, you
implementing
don't seem that
it
talkative. How come?
and watching it are two
Are
different
you going to
things.
figure out what the big blind is eventually?
No, I don't play heads up. I'm not a heads up player. I'm just a poker player.
Fair.
Hey,
and in poker,
I feel
everyone
like
knows
I
you
give the
don't know
same
the big
answer.
blind.
Yeah.
No one ever knows the big blind.
And the big one might
Classic
go up
poker.
soon, and I'm hoping it doesn't.
I know, yeah.
I got a little side eye. I didn't bet on the match. I just bet on the length of the
My
match.
first fold. I haven't folded since 1980.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Pre-flop, that is.
We did see him, call with 3-5 off yesterday in like middle position.
And
so
flop trips.
Yeah.
That was well played. But anyway, yeah, like the course is like 30 hours long.
No
Did you get through all 30 hours?
I don't know.
Whatever they say, it's true. I've had it every time.
It is basically true. There's a one bluff in there, I think. Arsenal 011. Shout out to Binks. That's right.
See a question here from one of the talked about hands yesterday, whether or not Matt Glantz's table talk influenced my play or was out of line. I think normally you guys are right, he's out of line, but me and Matt have a different rapport. He knows the way I am,
This is gonna be a
that he
good
can
one,
actually
Cate.
get away with that, and it won't affect my decision making. And like, he's not saying anything I
Feel
don't
it.
know, and I think it makes better TV. I don't mind because
I'm just
that
like
hand's
a
going to be
genius.
shown, so
For sure.
you're going to
I
have a
feel
lot
it.
of dead time on TV.
I feel
It's
it.
great there's table talk instead of just 2 minutes of silence and people staring.
And we have an open and straight draw versus the nut flush draw here.
Ooh.
I think that the main consideration is for the other person there, not between you and him. Like for the other person.
For Jeremy?
Yeah.
But Jeremy's conversing back with him. Jeremy doesn't care.
Yeah.
If he's willing to engage and laugh and joke and high
Jeremy
five,
definitely doesn't care.
Yeah.
That's for sure true. So we got a bet and a call.
a
And we have a
big
turn
card.
that
That's a
should
really
end up
big
being
card
good
for
for
me.
Mike.
Spade one-time dealer.
Oh, Cate agrees.
You never get the spade, dealer. I'm gonna bluff at it again. $2,000 sounds good. 2,000 the bet. Good fold, Cate.
By the way, saying rooting for a spade while Cate has the brick nut flush draw
Bye-bye.
makes
Makes
it
it very
way
tough to
less
call.
likely that it makes it way less likely that he's bluffing, I think.
yeah.
So Anyway, going back to talking about the heads-up course that we released on Upswing like about, a month ago. It's
You just released it a month ago. This is good
yeah,
timing for it. It's like
month
you
ago.
knew.
It was almost like I knew. And basically, like, the thing about heads-up, and poker in general, you can watch something, but just because you see someone play or just because you hear a concept, it doesn't mean you're going to play good poker. You have to learn how to actually like, apply it too.
Yeah.
And I think something that people do too much when they watch videos, they try and learn. They're like, oh, I watched it, so I know now. No, you actually have to implement it. And so often in my career coaching people, I would teach them a bunch of concepts, and then I'd go in their database, and they'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm getting everything in there. And I'm like, well, why aren't you like doing any bluffing? Like, oh, I bluff. We go in there, just don't bluff, Or they know bluff a couple spots.
Yeah.
Implementation of bluffing the right frequency is a really difficult topic, and you have to figure out how to do it by practice and looking at different textures and figuring it out. You can't just wing it and be good. So, you have to spend many hundreds or thousands of hours to become like a world-class heads-up player, in addition to playing a lot,
Yeah.
So it's not just like, it's just not that easy.
Let's see what Dentale does here. He's got the gutter, overcard. Cate's got top pair, top kicker, and a paired board. But
Shout out to Jay Nandez, by the way, newest member of Upswing Poker in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Working on some PLO stuff soon to be announced. Stay tuned, guys, if you like PLO. And Mike lays it down, which is...
someone I saw mention a question, do they think it's wrong that Cate's checking her phone so much during the match? And I think, it's kind of an unfair thing. I think if Dentale's not, Dentale's also checking his phone, okay, so it's not as bad. They're getting...
as long as they're doing the same thing,
Yeah.
it's fine.
But I think, like, Dentale's probably checking Twitter. Cate's probably getting good advice from, winning poker players.
Mike is... like,
100%.
what do you think the line is in the last 10 minutes he's tweeted?
That he tweeted. I don't think he's tweeted because I don't think he's writing a tweet.
I
I
see.
think he's just reading his mentions, like, because that's all he was doing yesterday was just going through the mentions and scrolling and just going up.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't tweeted anything.
Someone's asking if I think it's okay that Doug, whatever the deal he did with Cate. I think that's perfectly fine. He's got his brand. It's not going to affect his commentary. He's basically insulting her more than, Mike, because she's not following what he said.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to be neutral and just say what I think. I mean, if Mike had reached out to me and wanted to work with me in Upswing, that would have been fine for me too.
What if they both reached out? Would you choose neither or both?
I mean, chance of two at the same exact time reaching out to you.
Oh, you just go by whoever went first. Okay. Well, you could have been negotiating with one, and you kind of would
Yeah.
you negotiate against them?
I'm
both?
not gonna like negotiate them down
Okay.
against each other. That's just like
That's just how businesses run, though.
I'm not that guy.
You're just too rich.
I'm just simply too rich. They got to start doing better in the flips. Then maybe I have to hustle. But for the time being. But at the end of the day, like it's about trying to like promote my company, and it's a heads-up match, and I'm the heads-up guy, and so I think it was important to try and like have Upswing, get some promotion in there. And I don't think it really matters too much if Cate wins or loses for the Upswing brand. I mean,
I think it can definitely affect it. You could
yeah.
say that's not out there, but if she like plays the Super 6 style and crushes, you're going to get way more downloads of that
but
heads
like,
up.
do you really think at the end of the day people are going to base their thoughts on Upswing around what Cate does while wearing a
Yes,
patch?
because of not the patch, but if they know the course and those listening, if she does really well, they're like, well, look, she only watched that 30-hour course. The first heads-up match, she also was so significantly better than her opponent that can change me from a 10 out of 100 to a 45 out of 100. That's a big jump for a lot of people.
But
yes, they're not gonna get much heads-up action, but that's gonna improve their ring gameplay a lot too.
The thing is, I think that the most important thing.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. Just so this looks like it's gonna be a big pot going down. Cate flopped.
I try to talk.
I know.
And you overrule what I say, and then you cut me off when I try and get a rebuttal in. I'm mad,
How you
Sean.
control. This is live pro tricks.
I'm hurt. All right, so
They raise really small.
we have a call from Cate, and we got ourselves a brick turn. Okay, and we got what looks to
A
be
very small bet.
a small bet. And a call from Cate, which seems standard. So this actually could very well work out for Mike.
Especially if he checks here, you know, backdoor
Yeah.
spades got there. It's a good time, I think, to try to induce a bluff.
Definitely.
He's going to go for value, hoping she has an 8 or a worse 10.
Yeah, I don't think that's the best play. If he had checked, Cate would have a very strong bluff candidate with a spade in her hand and you know her lowest missed straight draw, so it would have been pretty mandatory.
Not
But-
her lowest missed straight draw. 6-7.
Well, I don't think you should be calling all of your open enders on the turn.
You should be raising even to that sizing.
With that sizing, it's a lot closer. But in general, I try to like clean up my range on the turn some, going into later streets, so that I don't have a disproportionate amount of bad hands. And it appears Cate is considering raising.
I don't think she's going to pull the trigger. I think she's too confident in her skill edge and doesn't want to, you know, give him the chip lead. Yeah. I think that's the right play.
Yeah, that's not the hand to raise anyway, but it is interesting. What's up,
Dentale
what's
is
up
so
Kate's
close.
phone?
All right, so let's go back to our discussion.
Okay. So at the end of the day,
They'll come back in the box. Was I giving them
at the end of the day, it's about exposure of the brand. And the thing is, if I wasn't here, it would matter way more. But I'm here, and so I can be like, look, this is not, you know, approved by like what I've taught. I made the course.
So how did the Doug Polk training session go for you, Cate?
Perfect
Any
timing.
insight on Heads Up? Did you
Cheers,
like it?
cheers, Mike. Thanks for the promo, man.
Did you like it? The training session, Doug
What are you
Polk?
talking about?
I said Doug Polk's training site. Did you like it?
Did I like his training site?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get any valuable information? He's a very smart guy.
Thanks, Mike.
I would have went to his site too. I just didn't go out of principle.
Brought to you by. I am really proud though of what I created. Like, I made the whole course. It took me, you know, a couple of months of.
But, you know, it's just all you see
Really
is
grinding
P swing cur or whatever. She's blocking out, you know, a key part of your patch.
That's all right. We'll
It's
take
okay.
it.
200 I could call.
All right, so we got a situation for Cate. She has I think if you're going to lead the flop, a pretty mandatory triple barrel hand. She's got an open ender, blocker to the flush, also, of course, backdoor flush equity.
And the nut low.
I would have liked to see Mike raise the flop some of the time, facing that lead. You know, when he limps in, he's going to have a lot of hands that connect with this board. And with a non-showdown hand and having a club, it is a pretty solid choice to turn into a raise. But it's also okay to call. The thing is, I think in a lot of those spots, you want to do a mixture of both. And players tend to just kind of do one way too much.
Yeah.
Like, players tend to either be like, oh, these kinds of hands I raise, or oh, these kinds of hands I call, rather than like.
Yeah,
working
we've
it
seen him
in
just
your game.
raise every time he's at top pair and, you know,
Yeah.
call everything weaker, which I'm sure Cate will get that info in 30 minutes and, you know, recognize that his flop
Some
raising
good
range is a lot
ranges
more
now?
value
Yeah.
and be able to fold a lot of her hands and call her draws hoping to stack them.
Don't read the tweets because they're going to say bad things about
Yeah.
both of us. It's going to make it depressing.
Question from C. Brewski. How many people have bought the Heads Up course? I can't give out that information, but I can say, you know, we have a good group going, and I've gotten amazing feedback from the people that are in there. So it's been a really rewarding experience for me. Percy control. Did I miss anything? Some banter. Mike got real low out of the
Yeah,
gate.
Mike got down to
And
5,000.
Fighting his way back. Fighting his way back. Really, we kind of just seen both players just, you know, Cate get hit in the face with the deck
Yeah,
out of the
it's
gate.
kind of
and
been
then,
yeah.
and then Mike basically having the same thing happen in return to get back to where he is now. So, you know, all in all, pretty even. I'm kind of interested in the way Mike is going to play pre-flop in this match because he has done the full gambit. We've seen some over 3Xs. We've seen some 400.
And I think that's really, like, you know, going to put Cate at a spot where she wants to be at definitive ranges, and she's going to have to be coming up with, you know, the decision tree to a whole lot of different sizings.
That is definitely true, and that's something that people are notoriously bad at. Like in poker, you should respond to like a 2K raise different than a 1K raise or 1.5K raise. But people end up just thinking like, oh, it's a raise, you know? How do I play against this? So Cate raises up ace-4, facing a limp here. I believe we have raise versus limp ranges in the course. This is not on it, so this is not brought to you by Upsync Poker.
Yeah, she checked the ace-7 off, and now she decided to raise.
Although maybe she's randomizing some portion of them. That could be okay. But I prefer just checking ace-4, so you can have some aces in that check range. And additionally, if you get limp raised, this hand sucks against that. So
I don't think Dentale is going to be limp raising at all. I would be shocked if I saw that once in this match. I just don't think that's part of his game.
Fair.
Let me ask you a question. When you challenged me to heads up, did you realize there's a lot of variance involved when you first did it? Because later on you stated in your tweets, you're like, what was on my mind and all of this. When you first spat it out, did you realize that at all?
Did I realize?
There's a lot of variance in heads up?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I mean, there's variance in poker, it's a thing.
I'm sorry?
There's variance in poker?
No, more in heads up.
It's really tough to beat Dentale. He's really trying to start the conversation up, which is great for the show.
For sure.
But Cate's just like giving one-word answers and like.
I'm sorry? 4?
Okay, so I asked people for some tweets, and I got a few. So let me just read through some of these.
Check.
Ryan Meese asks, by the way, shout out to my boy Ryan Meese. After seeing the plays so far, what do you think the right line was before we started?
Pocket 5s?
It's a good, really good question.
You know, I feel like the right line is somewhere in the 1.2 to 1.25
Check
range.
I think it's a little bit higher at this point. I think Cate is still, like, her checks, she's got Dentale, you know, tilted, and he's emotionally calm now, but we saw how much worse he played when he was down to 5,000.
We did.
So if he's going to just punt it off when, you know, he's 30 blinds effective, that's going to really hurt his edge in this match.
Hard to, like, the punts at 30 blinds aren't as bad, though.
I understand, yeah.
There's just less edge there. So, I mean, man, at the end of the day, they're going to play a few hundred hands of heads up, and someone's going to win.
Cate bet the river there? That seems really thin on that board runoff. She bet flop, jack 7 deuce, turn deuce, river 10.
Yeah, that was thin. Yeah,
We're going to have
Doug
fun on
is-
TV, we're going to talk, you're going to stay quiet. You remember when you said you quit your $500,000 job to play poker?
Yeah.
You hate Trump, right?
I hate what?
You hate Trump, Donald Trump, right? I'll pay you $500 if you show me your tax returns that you make $500,000 a year in poker.
Oh!
It was
Show
500,000
me your
years
tax
as a
returns
previous
that you
job.
gave up $500,000 a year playing poker. I'll pay you $500 cash if you could do that.
Why the fuck would I do that?
I mean, you said in an interview, oh, I gave up a $500,000 a job year to play poker. You know, we almost died when we heard that. You know how ridiculous that sounds, right? We all think you're full of shit. So you could make $500 bucks. You could show me tax returns. You making $500,000 a year. In fact, I'll up it to 1,000. What's up, mate? Just between me and you, that'd be the dumbest thing you could ever do, is give up a $500,000 job to play poker.
You realize you're on camera, right? It's not just between
That's
me and
why
you.
I'm talking shit.
No kidding.
Please more of this.
Yeah.
Please more of this.
I like
But
just
one
watching.
thing about me, Cate, I always am respectable to a lady, and you cross the line, and we're never going to go back to disrespect. We could all do it in good fun and be respectful.
Hey, you got it.
So
I'm sorry?
You figured it out.
Sick fold. I got my first pair of the day.
So, Mies, I think 120 to 125. I think Deep thinks it's more like 130, 135. I believe is kind of where.
Yeah.
we're
Kate.
at. Okay.
Move your shirt over a little bit. You're blocking the patch. Poker upswing. You can't see it on camera.
Your collar's up.
It's up on purpose.
Oh.
Shout out to Mike though. I mean, honestly, cheers, Mike. I actually think, man, I actually think that they're both like good people. They just come from such different worlds that they're trained.
They're opposites.
They're trained to hate the other person. You know, like people like Mike are trained to not like liberal elitist kind of people, and people that are like come from Cate's.
I will check this one. If he checks the turn, I'm probably gonna bet it though. Yep.
I'm gonna go through a couple more tweets here. Yo, Doug, you started to say how they were hating each other, but they never finished. Please finish. I was just talking about that again, but I think their political views are really one of the main things that kind of went down here. You know, it's just like the polarization of the country.
Yeah, Caitlin, you like that check and a snap check like this. You got to get value for hands like that.
Show me a pair.
Like this, snap check. Look.
Didn't think so.
Nice read, Cate.
Good read.
How much do you
Hard to
like
get
this
value
chick,
when
bro?
you don't
Just
have
like rip 'em
anything.
off. I'm sorry?
Said it's hard for me to get value when you don't have anything.
Snap check.
Jeffrey Klein says he hates the mic table
That was
talk.
3 of a kind, right? Set, three
Hope's
of the
K-Hollins.
same.
Was it?
Set 3.
Chat, if you like Mike's table talk,
Oh, I
hit
should
1.
bet.
If you hate it, hit 2.
Whatever you were making it, I was making it triple. 1,000, I was going to be like 3,000
Because I love it. I
Why?
think it's amazing.
because I can't win. I missed my nut flush draw and nut straight draw.
4.
All ones.
All ones. Yeah, so not very close here, guys. Shout out to Jay Farber, by the way,
Hello, Jay. Heard you mention some Qui-Win stuff.
which is what really everyone wants to know. What would Qui-Win do? Well, I'll tell you
Girl
what.
makes a set. I haven't made a set in about 7 years. It makes a set, no problem.
Qui-Win would probably be barreling.
Hey, all I know is Jay Farber in The Sims played the best Qui-Win. He played actually like Qui-Win played. It was awesome. Jay was awesome. I got to give a shout out. He gave us his house, his poker table, and you know, his dogs were awesome. Jay was a key part of Cliff's success.
Nice. Shout out to Jay Farber. Rob Cha says, could you tell us about the 2 charities? To be honest with you, I'm not very familiar with either of them. And I'm also getting some tweets asking how to donate. I don't really know. We actually,
I think you can click the links, and there's the bot's been texting in the chat how you can send a text to each charity, make a donation through your mobile phone.
so Dentale's charity is Community Volunteers in Medicine, which provides free coordinated healthcare to low-income individuals and families with no other place to turn. And Cate's charity is the Committee to Protect Journalists as an independent. The Committee to Protect Journalists is an independent nonprofit organization that promotes press freedom worldwide. Brief overview of both charities. Which has slowed down, by the way. Just slowed down some.
Yeah.
All right. This is a tweet from Kushadelix. Says Cate should talk back and needle him. He tilts easily and he'll spew.
Well, Retchie had a great line. Let me pull it up. He said maybe Cate should have got some coaching from one of us about table talk as opposed to play.
That would be you.
Yeah.
Because I like to try and be funny, but you know how to get under people's skin.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that. I am GTO
I appreciate
table
that.
shit talking.
Yeah.
See, we got a little straight on board. See if anyone goes for it.
It's a very good spot for Cate to bet the river. Well, no, maybe. It's close. I can see it's either way.
Imagine if I folded Cate. How cool would that be?
Shout out to Wayne Chang, by the way. D22 Sosa, what's up, man? Played heads up against him live at the bike last
You
month.
almost had a heart attack, right? You're like, what are you doing?
Um,
I'm always having fun, kiddo. Always having fun.
This is a pretty solid insult. Prediction: the Teletubby on roids will lose all 3.
I think that's what we're going to refer to him as all day. That is
Solid.
perfect.
Are you having fun yet?
Oh my God.
Seriously.
With those ears just like the
Caitlin.
Teletubby ears.
You having fun? You like when I call you Kate or Caitlin?
How can you not even respond when I at least ask you how to you prefer your name called? Come on, Kate, you're better than that. You're a litigator, you know, you're a lawyer, used to shit talking, used to a bunch of chauvinistic assholes all day trying to, you know, belittle you. Defend yourself.
Nick Jones tweets, Dentale for the win. Kate Hall's speech at the Poker Awards was
Repugnant.
repugnant.
When I need to pronounce a word for you, that's bad.
It's bad. And her glasses are awful.
I like the glasses.
They're okay. I don't know. I used to wear glasses. Nowadays, I prefer just to like.
Those beautiful green eyes, you like to have them out there.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for noticing my eyes, dude.
Play is really slowed down. No more 3-bets, you know. Now people are they're a little bit deeper.
It's a great quote here from Mac Verstandig. Quote, poker is really complicated. Quote, Doug Pull Poker. Great quote.
Check.
Ooh, we have another good insult here. Ryan Gianquetti says, if MTV had a 40-plus Jersey Shore show, there's no doubt Mike would be the main guy on it.
Yes.
Oh, man. Oh. Andrew Moreno tweeted earlier, Mike's playing game theory. Optimal. He actually said, apparently he tweeted again, I was commenting Mike is playing game theory optional. Gotcha. Solid.
You know who that is, right? Moreno? That's Christy Arnett's husband.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I met him actually at the first poker night filming ever. Christy Arnett was
Actually
at
have
Turning
Queen
Stone,
High.
the first ever episode.
Benai River to pair.
Oh, cool.
Is Dentale going to call with a 4 here? He wants to.
What's going on?
Oh, he let it go. Kate got her first bluff through.
So we have a really good point here brought up by Chase A. Why don't stacks total 30,000?
Except after the first couple of coolers.
The reason why they don't is when there's money in a pot, you know, that's the stack remaining is what you're seeing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it updates every hand.
So they do.
So like when someone bets, you know, they have that much behind. So you
Look good
actually
in those
know
glasses, though, Kate.
what's going
They
to. Try to
look
do the
good
math
on you.
yourself.
It's a compliment.
See now, in between hands, it adds up back to 30.
I see now.
Someone said, can we be friends in real life? I've known Doug for maybe 6-7 years. We're not often together, but I think we've always had a good time in each other's company.
We both lived in Vegas for a bit.
Yeah, we had Ryan T. We're both very good friends with.
Yeah.
Who introduced us, and a few other people, and we did our own degeneracy, our own drinking. And it didn't play much. I think it's the first time we played poker live was here.
We did
and
not
we played a little bit online heads up where Doug got the best of me, but
little heads up 8-game action.
He ran me over every time in every game.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a big hand pre for Mike, but 9-7-4, not what you want to see with Ace King. And now Kate has a gut shot with a heart, so she should continue in some fashion. I don't really mind mixing in raising or calling. I think I would like to see Kate taking a few more raise lines on some flops and turns.
But Dentale is very sticky, so I don't even, maybe versus him, it's not the worst option. Ooh, this is a brutal runoff for her.
I think, though, that she can get away. She's got enough 7s and 9s. She could even have a couple.
But he's not betting anything. He doesn't have a 7 or 9, so the difference, you just say because calling frequency is so much higher.
Yeah. It's at the right calling range. Are the amounts of money being raised for charities being updated? Are they currently updated? The amount of money for charity, has it been updated in a while?
Yeah, it seems like it's supposed to be updating automatically.
We believe so, but I know
unless I hope someone's been donating Dentale's side. I never feel bad about any slow
I think someone was. Cate Hall? That was a bad joke. You gotta go over it sometimes.
So Cate got away correctly, and you know, Dentale's itching closer and closer to even.
We have ourselves a match.
Can I get another Red Bull?
How far are we into this? Like an hour?
Red Bull, make sure it's cold.
Hour and a half. I'm not looking too good for my bets.
Yeah, you're looking like you're going to get wrecked.
I thought I had it when he got down to 5,000. Only was tilted. You know, Cate had the pedal down, and now unfortunately, it's not going too well for my side bet.
This just in, charity counts are updating correctly.
So you guys donate some more money. We got over 7,000 people in Twitch. Oh, yeah, everyone saw a little Doug spillage. He's drooling watching these two fish play heads up.
I'm hydrating.
Yeah. So he can do his outro video, you know,
Yeah.
as strong as his intro.
What's up, guys? Doug Polk not here anymore. That's my new outro. How many hands in are we? Good question. I don't know.
There was a hand count at some point on the screen, so I think it might come up every so often. So Hall bet Dentale's calling with ace high here.
Check it.
Cate turns a pair. You'll see probably check, check.
And now Cate should probably check. Yeah, I think check. Betting doesn't really accomplish much for you.
He only gets a few hands with equity, and he probably always folds 6. So the one hand, she still bet it.
So I guess I wonder then what her river line is going to be. Is she going to go bet and try and show down, or do you think she's going to just turn it into a triple?
I wonder if she's trying to make a 10-fold by the river.
Well, she would.
I don't know if Dentale is the type to fold second pair. He seemed very, like, when he said he was going to bet call the queen on that 8-8-7, I really believe him. I think if he likes his hand and thinks it's like an above average hand, he's going to call regardless of the action in the line very frequently. He's just, likes his hand.
I know we've seen several hands like that.
Yeah.
So I know what you're saying. I mean, he's not just snap folding ace-9 here, says a lot.
Yeah. You going to stick in the raise?
I don't know, that makes me like this bet less. A raise would be kind of sick. I would probably.
There's so many good cards to barrel.
I'd prefer to raise a hand like King Jack or Jack 9 or like Ace X Diamonds or something.
But those hands you can just call. They have enough equity. You still like.
Jack 9 I would not call. I think I would raise or fold. King Jack, yeah, I can get behind that. Hardwood 7. Who's playing better, Doug? I think Cate's been playing better.
I think the best person on the table right now is the dealer.
Dealer's been playing.
Dealer's playing great.
Outstanding. But I will say, it seems like since Mike got things going his direction, he's managed to play a much better game. Like I feel like there was a few hands he was getting kind of tilted by out of the gate, and there was some questionable play. But Mike's been playing good for the last little bit. We'll see what happens. Cate needs to be a bit more aggressive, I think. I think they both kind of need to be more aggressive.
Yeah, for my side bet, I was definitely hoping more aggression. He's calling? What the hell is going on?
Well, I mean,
that's a great turn bet for value.
Yeah, this is going to work out in a huge way.
Let's see if he bluffs on this card. He's got a great hand to bluff on the jack.
Mike is out of position.
But he has ace high. He has to bet.
We are going into territory that I am not familiar with.
They both checked? How does he...
Well, I mean, wrecked.
I mean, that is just suboptimal poker from all. Finally, me and Doug can agree on a hand.
We can agree on a hand. 8-7 check turn.
Oh, look at that little F in the background.
The what?
This guy in the Eagles jersey.
Oh, yeah. That's actually Bobby Brackets. He's a regular on my stream.
Oh, really?
Okay. By, yeah. He's actually the guy who's
read her tweets about me, and you won't say that.
I've ever had on stream.
She beat me up on Twitter.
Mike's chatting with some girls on the rail. I'm sure his wife is very excited to hear that.
Mike, same here.
The next hand is actually going to be hand number 46.
I guess I should have went with the Clippers like I wanted to.
So we're almost 50 hands in.
Good hand, Caitlin.
Aiden Sparks tweets at me, if Cate does one slow roll on this guy, he will go on Mega Tilt and
Good
it's game
hand.
over.
Yep. I'm
hoping for that.
we're all rooting for slow
Do
rolls.
you
know how
think
you
that
dominated that
they would
hand,
slow
too.
roll each other?
Dentale will definitely slow roll her.
Good hand.
To win a match, 100%. He's going to give a speech. You're not good at poker. That's why,
Oh,
I'm going to
God.
call you with this hand.
Oh,
You
God.
can't beat me. I'm the man. My collar, my cologne, everything is better than you.
Yeah, he will.
Am I getting that red bullet one?
So we got finally some more money for young Dentale's charity. We got to get a little bit closer, guys. They're both really good causes.
No, thank you.
Oh, yeah, we got a little more from Mike. Invest Gaming. Doug, you keep talking about your stream. I'd just like to know what stream, Kappa. I see what you did there, saying I haven't streamed much the last few months. Definitely been putting more emphasis on YouTube over Twitch. But starting, when I get back to Vegas after this trip, going to be working some streams in. Bankroll Challenge going to be back in the Twitch streets.
Doug playing
400.
tournaments, so enjoyable.
Everyone loves it.
You're so great at them.
That's why my record in them is so bad.
Listen.
Terrible. It's just terrible.
We might have me and Jason, like you and Jason had a little crossbook going down
Oh,
at some point.
Mercier?
Yeah.
Using the first name Jason in the world of poker is just like, you just can't do it.
Yeah,
That's like
I thought I was
it's
talking
like
about it.
60
We're
it's
not
like
talking about
6
Jason Moe.
people.
I know. What other
Or
Jasons?
Jason Les, or Jason Kuhn.
Yeah.
There's other ones too, man. Jason Somerville.
Okay.
Or, I mean, there's more.
The funny thing is, like, some of them I think of Jay Carver, Jay Kuhn. Like, I don't even think
You
of
know
them
why?
as Jasons.
You know why? Because
there's
you
all
can't use the
Jasons.
name Jason.
Fair
There's
enough.
too many. Dan and Jason.
And Phil.
And Phil.
Yeah.
You just cannot use. Hell, my alter ego's name's Dan.
You have an alter ego?
You didn't hear the story?
No.
So, I did a YouTube video on the truth about Dan Bilzerian's poker ability, and it got picked up by a bunch of like media sites, like The
Any,
Sun, like kind of like trashy UK magazine sites, and they didn't get my name right. They called me Dan Polk, and they didn't know I was a poker player really. They called me famous YouTuber Dan Polk.
Well, that's
And-
a good compliment. You'd rather be a famous YouTuber than
I
a famous
guess.
poker player. They make more
Yeah.
money.
So, then like other sites picked it up from The Sun, and then they got my name Dan Polk as well. So I got like hundreds of thousands of views with my name as Dan Polk. And I was like, guys, can you get my name right? And so
Sue
I was
them
like,
for libel.
yeah, whatever. So
Make them post a retraction. Maybe Cate's charity could support you with those journalists.
yeah, no, that could be a thing.
I got it.
Frankie BMYCD, please share the 2007
quarter,
online blackjack stories.
Oh, man.
Those are some pretty epic stories.
Yes. So, what was it? I just had busted out of the World Series main event. I was super tilted. I was 21 years old, I think, at the time.
What was that, like 2004?
Somewhere.
I'm just joking.
I don't know. It was a long time
A
ago.
long time
All the
ago.
years have kind of blended. From my
Yeah,
smoking
yeah,
days, very different stage of my life.
Right.
But so UB had their blackjack, and I had this I had like 10,000 on UB. I had this ingenious plan of basically hitting and running the table. I'd buy in for $5,000, play 3 hands, $500 each, leave the table, and I was up 10,000 every time, and quit when I was at 0. And
How
I kept,
can you lose?
and that night I think I won like 150,000 doing that.
Sick.
Yeah. So I just kept like transferring to my 2 roommates, Thayer and Ray at the time, and like I played for like 8 hours straight, and I think I was playing like first time ever playing quarter 50 on Cake Poker back in the day. I had like a 50K stack on that, so I was up like 50,000 in cash, and like.
Did you actually have an edge in the games though, or you were just gambling?
Well, I'll get to that point of it in a second. So anyway, like I ended up winning like 300,000 over the week playing, and UB did this big investigation into me, and they thought I was cheating them. So like they actually called me one day and said, "Are you cheating us?" That was how they opened the conversation.
Strong.
Yeah, and they're like, we have 2 algorithms to like figure the likelihood of this, and one said it was, a 0.0004% chance of happening. Other one said it was undefined, aka impossible. I had won so many bets so quickly over so few hands, and I was just literally had Wizard of Odds open, following basic blackjack strategy. My only logic of what could happen is their game was rigged in a way to let you start off winning to get you hooked, and then you lose. But because I was playing so big and so fast with so few bets, I was just always doubling up.
So you think it was actually rigged?
I know I played
There's
that
a
hand
chance it was rigged
horrible,
because
but
I heard
I'm
in a
entitled to play
conversation
one hand
when the U2 or whatever the UB and AP combined, they had a meeting and said, this
on you, Cate.
account is up, 300,000 in
Right,
blackjack.
right.
How can we beat them? And so they actually tried to get me to play on AP, and they actually had a whole corporate meeting of trying to rig blackjack even further to make sure I lose. And they wanted me to play on AP because they were trying to they thought it might be something with the UB software.
Shout out to UB.
Yeah, still stole my money, fuckers.
Oh, yeah. So you didn't even get it at the end.
Well, they got some of it, not all of it.
All right, well, it is what it is.
I think both these players are playing very passive. I think they really think their edge is so big they don't want to play big pots.
I think, I actually just think Mike's playing his game. I don't think it's like based on. I think Mike is playing what he thinks good poker looks like to him.
That ace-9 call was so bad though.
It was bad.
How do you just?
He also just gave up with a straight draw in a spot that, I mean, I've seen this very consistently from Mike. He doesn't like to bet the turn, just in general. He just doesn't like to. He likes to check and then he gets to the river. And in general, he doesn't feel this need if he has a really bad hand to try and take a stab.
Yeah.
That, you should have.
You saw me yesterday. When I have nothing, I love betting.
Yeah.
That's the only way of it winning. And especially when you have an image of, as a barreler, people are so afraid of that river bet that you get a lot of turn folds.
So we have an interesting hand here. Mike decides to bet with just, I'm going to quote Norman Chad and go with squat douche on the
But
flop.
he's got it now.
And
He's got the best hand.
bangs off a pair. Now, unlike in the Cate hand, I think this is a much more acceptable turn to barrel because the 3 is not often is less often to be good than in the 7 situation. And then also because there are 3 hearts out there, the value
And also the 7 had a straight draw to go with
the
it.
value of a 3 is a lot lower. So this I like a lot more than the previous barrel. And I think Cate played her hand fine as well. I think call fold with ace-8 is a reasonable line. You don't have to call the turn just because you turn a flush draw. You'll have plenty of other better hands to continue with. So I like the lay down.
Someone wants us to play heads up on the side so we don't fall asleep watching this.
Yeah.
I agree it's a little, slower than, some of the last few days. The action we had on here was insane. I mean, there were so many big pots, so many absurd bluffs, so many great hands, so much good shit talking, It's difficult to compare the 2 days, for sure. Or 3 days, rather.
Also, no Jeremy is always going to make it a little less
Yeah,
interesting.
we actually discussed Jeremy staying a third day to joining this to play three-handed, but I think Pennsylvania Gaming said if Jeremy plays a game, there's open seats, people are going to be joining, so they wouldn't get away with a three-handed game.
Certainly true. Okay, so open call, check, check. I think we're likely to see this one check down.
Yeah. But see, sometimes I bet here on the turn because everything has equity versus me. She just folded to a bet. Wow.
What was the size of the bet?
400.
Yeah, probably got a call there. Six with a heart does kind of suck though.
Yeah,
because you block 6-7.
But he's betting ace-7, so if he's
6-10
just
hearts.
it's pretty sick to be betting ace high there. Most people are expecting a check from that hand. But I think he's just, recognizing Cate's checking back a little bit too weak right now. And he's just going to start betting when she checks back.
But is that true? I mean, she checked back a bunch of good hands. Like early on in the match, she checked back.
But she hasn't done that in a while. But she also hasn't flopped a good hand, so we don't.
I don't think Cate's playing like that. I think Cate's trying to play like a good balanced strategy. Maybe you might be saying what Mike is thinking.
Yeah.
So maybe
it's probably a really good point that probably similar logic to Mike, which insults my own intelligence. But it's more honest. I think us guys who play live a lot more come with a totally different strategy than those who are sitting there going through PT everything. So it's been but it's we're seeing a good battle. I'm just happy it wasn't just 7 hands and over.
Yeah, certainly. Parks to Doug, huge fan. All right.
So we got
Somewhere-
Cate with top pair,
I was reading
and then
something.
Dentale with bottom pair.
I was reading something and then I turned around. And
Sorry.
What was I gonna do?
We'll definitely talk about the 9-5 hand for me and Kaufman. I think and when we're in between matches, I think that'd be a great time because that's a
be.
long discussion that really needs a lot of focus.
Sean
That's how we
is
get
Dentale getting
showdown
away
with a
good
pair.
here. Oh, they got to show. Sorry. Sometimes I misread the action. I saw him just fold quickly. I thought he folded to the turn bet, but he actually bet the turn. Question about the sunglass hoodie culture. I really think so many people gave people a hard time and really went away from it. I think you saw yesterday or 2 days ago we had a really young crowd of a bunch of online pros. None of us had glasses. None of us, had that stuff going on. And I think that, we try to dress a little bit better. I know I'm not the most fashionable guys. My clothes don't fit. But, it's tough to keep buying bigger clothes every few months.
No, that is tough. That is absolutely tough.
We got some screenshots of Doug's intro, and it is the fear. Like, you could go on America's Top Model with that fierce face you got going on.
Thank you, Sean. And you would know about America's Top
Yeah.
Model.
Hey, it's a good show.
Yeah.
When you're a stay-at-home dad like me, you watch whatever you can on TV. Anytime you have to look at another pretty girl with your wife and not get yelled
This
at,
one's for
you
Sean
gotta take
D.
advantage of that.
Right.
Oh, let's go, Dentale. Oh, that's why it's for me, you motherfucker.
He just played 9-5 and yelled, "This one's for Sean." Dude. That happened.
Oh man, and it was like he had 9-5 of diamonds, so it's so close. Getting the shout-outs.
Well, this one's not going to be for Sean Deeb because unless this river is a diamond, no, Mike's gonna check for it. Yeah, you gotta check for it.
Thank you, Dentale, for not turning into a bluff. So.
Cursing Squid, Sean Deeb seems like a pretty nice guy.
Bad read.
No, Sean's a nice guy. In the poker world, in just the world in general, Sean's a very happy, upbeat guy.
I try to be.
Yeah, it's a good way to live your life.
Life's been good to me. I've run far above expectation, One of my lines I say to a lot of people is,
right?
people in poker, I've run further above expectation than almost anyone. I should never got to where I was. I ran so pure in tournaments over the years, stumbling upon the mixed games at the right time, getting in some great games, Fish getting to like me, and, just running really good. At the biggest I played, I always ran really good in my biggest sessions. So
That's
really
huge
important to your,
poker.
yeah.
That's so
It just
huge.
affects your years so much, whenever you take your shots at going well.
Wow, Big Mama Jones. Are they playing this in the kitchen so Cate will feel more comfortable? Wow. Wow. That happened.
Whew. That is brutal.
Fierce. That was fierce. What's up? Hello.
Joe Kim is bringing us some sweets, so we
What
know
do we
I'm
got?
going to have some.
I
right,
might
get in
there
here and show it on
a
camera.
A little something, something.
Yeah. Look at that. Everyone just come stopping by visiting.
Look at this.
Oh, red velvet cupcakes.
Oh, man.
All right, so I guess you guys get your first pick. Red velvet.
I'm in for one. I'm in for.
vanilla,
Red
or
velvet.
I'm going to go for this one. Right there. Up. Up. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
They
Where's it?
We're just ignore. Hey, we got
Thank you. I appreciate it.
we got a big hand going down here. This spot got.
Big two
Come
for
on,
Sean.
just
All right.
one.
We are eating cupcakes here in the booth. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Cheers. We're going to take shots in this match. It's going to be crazy. People
Sugar
tune in.
shots.
We're like, cupcakes.
All right. So let's do a quick recap of this hand because it's going down. Dentale raised the button to 400. Cate check called a very large bet of 700 on Jack 7 with Queen 7. Dentale turns a pair and he bets. He's really mixing up his play of calls and bets. There's nothing predictable about what Mike Dentale's doing right now.
It's going to be interesting. If Mike goes already, he
It's crazy to go for it. You're strictly trying to bluff the hand she has, which is, can be cool
it's
if
the
he's.
most likely hand, though.
Yeah. How's your cupcake?
Good. Damn, this is going to be so. This is going to be a really tough spot for Cate.
Oh, no, there's a lot of draws that missed.
Yeah, but
He's
Mike-
not betting
Mike-
a worse
Mike
7.
has never barreled those draws.
Homie with ace high.
He's announcing his exact strength. Ah, but he was playing checking.
Good.
The one girl cheering for Cate in the background.
Sorry, guys. Should have been shooting in the mic.
Someone said my favorite poker game would be Badoogie, my favorite game. I'm sure most of you have never heard of it. Doug is scared shitless to play it.
I played a little Badoogie. Actually, you know what's funny? I have only played Badoogie as pot limit at like 1K, 2K.
Oh, you played the Big Bet Mix, yeah.
My Badoogie experience is just like only in like one of the highest stakes Badoogie games that you can even play.
It actually is the highest stakes Badoogie.
So yeah, that's my experience. I learned while I was there. So apparently you get 4 cards and you try and have them be different suits and not paired. That's called a Badoogie.
It's a sick game, especially pot limit.
Yeah, I played some really large pots. I played like a few hundred K pot, few hundred $100K pot, and I was like, I don't. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
You bluffed it?
I got one through one. Well, I got a smart.
Bluffing probably works really well as
Yeah.
new player at that game, because your range is like
Right.
merged where you can be value betting a 10 because they don't realize that you don't know how strong or weak that is.
Especially when you have a really clean image like I do.
Yeah,
You can really capitalize on that.
and that's something like I've noticed in mixed games is like those guys who are uncomfortable in the game aren't creative enough to think of bluffs. So if they randomly go for a bluff, it's gonna be so confusing.
Yeah.
Someone asked about Raz Doogie. I love all the split pot games, but I like Raz Doogie and Raz Daisy as split pot games. For those who don't know, it's basically 7-card Raz, Ace to 5, or 7-card Raz, Deuce to 7, with Badoogie getting half the pot. So it gets pretty interesting multi-way pots, and you get to free roll someone. And anytime there's a split pot game, people play a lot more hands. Brandon Shaq Harris is not the best mixed game player in the world, but he's still a great guy and a great player.
Agree on both counts.
So we got a little min raise from Dentale, a little call from Cate. This is one of those heads-up hands where everyone has dog shit, and we see if aggression's going to win outright.
And we got Mike slipping a bit here. He was right on the cusp of even.
Yeah, he actually never got above the 15K point.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
And, he's a live pro, so he knew what his stack was every hand,
Is that, you guys count?
Yeah. You see, I'm always counting mine. You were counting your stack all the other day. Was probably to tweet out only up 75,000. Last hour was brutal, only won 10K, way below, my average EV.
Yeah, unbelievable. Sometimes you just take a beat,
Yeah, sometimes, your top pair doesn't flop top pair.
Mike's got to take some stabs in these spots. Cate just won with Jack 3 checking it down.
Aw, come on, Mikey.
He's got to take some stabs. Golf, just tuning in, has there been any table banter?
It's been all one way, the table bender. Cate, though, she did throw one good needle out there, but she's not even trying, You can have some misses. You got to be a volume needler. I'm a volume poker player. I'm a volume needler. Throw it out there. There's going to be plenty of misses, but at least try.
I made a hero call against Sean on Friday with, I don't know, third pair or whatever. And I call, and he goes, king high. And I triumphantly table my third pair.
And he goes, that's why I called. And
then Sean looks dejected and flips his hand over, and it's top pair, top kicker.
I had a king in my hand.
With a king
I
in
had
his
king
hand, 'cause
high
that
with
matters.
an ace kicker.
400, right?
You could have been calling me with an ace. I'm sure it would have took just as long.
Yeah.
To get for 3-betting with 6 high out of position.
Oh man, 6-5
700 blinds
6-5 suited. Who do you think you are?
That hand's dog shit.
Terrible hand. Deep prefers to open under the gun +1 with 8-6 off.
I do.
All right, so
I would love to rerun that hand constantly and see, in theory, if that hand in itself was profitable versus that lineup. We could just run that 100,000 hands.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it can't happen, but it would be interesting to see.
It would be fun to do a side bet on that.
So we see a bet on the flop from Cate. Here we have a turn that she's absolutely going to continue firing. Turns more equity. Mike goes for the flop check call, definitely standard, and he's going to feel compelled to call turn as well.
Yeah, based on calling the ace-9 gutter, he's definitely called the 9-8 gutter.
So I actually think that what's pretty likely here is for Cate to bet turn. Oh, okay.
Everything is that you think is going to happen, thrown out the window.
All right, so Mike is representing a strong hand or air with a middling hand.
This is kind of like
I believe we call this in the business a merge.
This is kind of like the hand that Alan Richardson played versus me yesterday, where he bluffed, you know, third pair and a straight draw, or fourth pair even, and I called him with third pair and a worse straight draw, and I ended up folding the river after some good table banter, and then I got shown the bluff.
Yeah.
You know, one of the many times I got bluffed yesterday.
Yeah.
I got outplayed by weaker players, but I still won the most money. So.
And that's what matters.
I like winning money.
Where did the money end up?
It ended up in Doug Polk's stack after the 5 a.m. drunken cash game.
It did.
I actually spread it around equally to I gave like 7,000 to 4 of you guys. So my wife was very mad at me when I woke up. I was like, no, I lost 38. She's like, how'd you even play again? I said, we just love to degen, you know.
We love the degen.
We go to the Red Bull party. We come back.
I have won 100.
Let's see what happens on this river. Cate's just got stone nothing. Front door flush draw got there. Throw out the bet. And Dentale's going to fold. Talk about how bad he runs. The worst 2 cards in the deck come off.
Cate
And Cate's going to show him the bluff, and this might just steam him. Because he's the guy you have to show this bluff to.
Has to bluff. Cate has to bluff. And honestly, in Mike's shoes, it's going to be hard to feel like Cate can have much air.
Yeah. There's so few hands that get there. 6-7, 6-8, you know, and a few club combos. She made a nice, big, juicy bet. Good job, Cate.
This is solid.
This is what we expect to see. This is what is going to make good TV. Get ready to see the steam coming off his head.
Still there.
It is not improved. You know, what's the name of the guy who was the streamer in the Eagles jersey?
Bobby Brackets.
Bobby Brackets. He reminds me of Billy Bob from Varsity Blues.
I never watched Varsity Blues.
Come on, dog.
I don't watch shows and stuff.
It's a movie.
Or movies. I especially don't watch movies.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I like to do stuff.
Someone's got to show him what Billy Bob looks like, because he looks like Billy Bob if he grew up.
You know, biggest donator ever on my stream.
That's awesome. He's a great guy.
He's donated $50. I was like, epic.
50's the biggest you got?
Yeah. I mean, people aren't, like, first off, I never ask for anything.
Yeah, people know that you don't need
care.
it.
And then second off, it's like, do I really donate?
I'm gonna go on your stream next time and donate $51 just to beat him and start the game.
Nice.
Speaking of that, where the fuck is the charity donating, guys? Donate some money. Pay for this show.
That's like the most aggressive donation. Where the fuck is our charity money? No, but seriously, already raised like, $1,800 here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for.
I just thought it was gonna be close to, our.
Man, Mike is thinking about this, by the way.
He's sick, man. I tell you, he's got a good read on her. He seems to feel out when she's weak in spots that are always folds. He really wants to call, and he's gonna fold. She's gonna show him the queen 3. He's like, I knew you had that. I should have called, and then game over. Dentale tilted and out. I might donate the 500 guy from Dentale.
I don't have a strong hand.
If I win my prop bets,
run out.
I definitely will be donating to equal amount to both charities. I'm not going to show bias like this guy.
There you go. My wee is green. Doug, I tipped you $350 a few times. I do remember that, man. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by today.
I mean, this is where live poker, this is where GTO fails and the advantage of live poker is you look at your opponent and say, yeah, they have it 98% of the time. This is the 2% of the time that fourth pair is good.
If Cate shows the bluff after, I would.
She's got to show the bluff. If she doesn't show the bluff, I'm going to go out there and yell at her. I know what happened 30 minutes ago and said, Cate, you ruined the show. You had the opportunity.
This would be an epic call, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
He lets it go. Show it, show it, show it, show it. No, Cate, come on.
Oh, Cate.
Sorry if that was too loud, guys. I'm just so mad.
Too professional.
That's not professional. You're in a heads-up grudge match versus the fucking shit talker keeps showing you his cards. This is the time to show him.
He would steam.
Yeah, that's so like you're costing yourself like 5 big blinds by folding that hand face down.
I agree with you. You gotta show. Doug, shouldn't Cate be 3-betting pre-flop more often? You know, I haven't seen. There was a couple of 3-bets, I think,
But he called with 6-4 suited, 1700 with like 4 or 5K back. Like, if he's calling that light, I think you gotta, you know, drop that bottom value if you have no fold equity.
I think the main reason there's been less 3-betting is because there's been limping. Limping will decrease the amount of 3-betting.
And also min-raising over
and
bigger raises.
over 3xing. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Dentale's got a pair. This could be the final hand. Let's go. Okay, just gonna call. Oh.
All right, open call. Definitely standard for both.
Golf asked, did the egos disappear completely? I think, like we said earlier, Dentale's going to talk more when he has more chips. So Dentale goes down on stack. Cate's just quietly trying to, you know, let him just talk his way out of everything.
So we've got a real weird bet. Well,
it's not weird. He's bet a bunch. Like, oh, what a card for Cate. It's the stone best card in the deck equity-wise.
I guess it's an okay bet. That's an alright bet. And
only 7? So small.
What is Mike doing here?
I don't know what he's trying to accomplish with these bets. But let's, you know, if she has a pair and a flush draw, let's give her a great price.
I will say,
she never folds.
I'm rooting for the 4 clubs in the river.
I'm rooting for 4 hearts.
The single out.
Someone asked the internet cutoff. Yes, her bluff got through. You can basically tell by Dentale's stack size, but she didn't show. So that's the reason why it's silent. If she showed, there would be a 10-minute tirade going on right now.
100%.
And it would totally make sense why Mike is betting a pair of 4s here if he was showing a bluff the previous hand. Yes. Oh, there is Oscillator himself, Brand Jack Harris, coming in.
Oscillator?
Yeah. He says Monet is the best, and I think Monet, Todd Brunson are up there. You know, Shulman, all the greatest overall players. And shout out to Doyle, who's still a great player at his age. You know, I'm sure he's tuning in. Doyle loves this match. You know, he's actually rooting for Dentale, which is, you know, not surprising based on their political belief. But Doyle's a great guy. Unfortunately, his son's an asshole.
Weird river bet from Mike.
600.
All in?
Oh!
Well,
I mean, this is just not poker at this point.
So what Cate's trying to do here is balance out this range by having pair plus the nut flush blocker, which is the correct hand to use, with flushes. The problem is that it's a really small bet. So that might make ace-7 a call. And
Yeah.
then you can use like ace-deuce.
And if he had like
ace
Jack-10
deuce.
or something, he might level something calling, thinking you're turning an 8 or like, you know, King-10 with a heart or Ace-10 with a heart into a bluff.
No, her jam is actually both good and in the course. This is actually just correct.
Because his range is just so
Because,
capped.
well, I mean, the question is, do you want to use ace-7 or ace-deuce? Or maybe ace-10?
I mean, I would
the argument
do
that
it.
The argument that you have to use ace, you can't. The argument you shouldn't use ace-7 is that it's too strong in terms of removal, given the range that you want to call against a $600 bet.
That doesn't make sense, Cate.
But she should balance this
And
with hands
I was
like
giving you a very thin
flushes.
value bet.
The funny thing is with this speech, Cate is going to think she's bluffing. She actually has the best hand.
She thinks she's bluffing.
Yeah, that's the sick thing. He says, like,
Well,
I'm betting.
I mean, to be fair, like
you should be bluffing the third pair,
this
not value.
should be a bluff. Oh my God! If
And-
Mike Hero calls, this would be a triumphant.
By the way,
end to the first round.
on the screen, the board actually comes right to left. It's actually flipped. So it didn't come 7 through deuce 8 jack, which would make more sense.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it came jack 8 deuce 7 3. You can see in the bottom right graphic is how it actually came.
Yeah, I think this is actually this is good from Cate. You want to have the nut flush blocker because you block the nut hands, obviously. And then having a pair in your hand as well blocks 2 pair type hands that can go bet call.
But I just think the
And
600
then
sizing.
you also don't have a card that will block potential bluffs. So all those factors combined make these
Can I show my cards?
best candidate for
Oh,
bluffs.
he's shown her 2-4. Now she knows she's value betting. How exciting are you in Cate's spot?
You're excited.
It's stone free roll at this point. If he calls it off here,
Calling it off here would
might be one of the worst hands of poker I've ever seen, including the awful hands I played yesterday.
No. Those were like, let's get credit where credit is due.
Yeah, I admit I got outplayed by 3 people. One,
He doesn't even have a 4.
Cate
Or sorry,
rechecked.
he doesn't even have the 4 of hearts.
That was actually really smart by Cate there versus a live player. He showed the 4s and she rechecked her whole cards.
What does that mean? I don't know what
Like
that
that means like you're not sure what you have. Like it actually shows some weakness.
Show it. Show it. No bluff?
Not versus
It was
4s.
bluff.
Confirm not versus 4s.
Depends how you define it.
yeah.
Very true. Very true.
How do you define a bluff?
Well,
You saw my hand, it's easy to define. Are you beating 4s? It's a bluff.
I was trying to get a better hand to fold, but I almost got a worse hand to call, so
Wow, so I made a good fold?
incidentally.
Incidental.
So
See,
you
this is the
basically
manager
put
we
yourself
need.
out there, I could have had the flush right now and doubled up.
Ooh, I do not think
That
Mike
makes
is
sense.
going to take this well now. I feel like we're going to get some steam.
Oh, that was. There you go, Cate. Cate's got the confidence now. Mikey's down to 4,500, the lowest he's been all tournament or all whatever grudge match long.
Check.
A little behind on the graphics here. A limp pot.
Check.
Guys, a little.
It's there. Cate turns a pair and a flush draw.
All right.
Check.
Mike's going to call down with king high. Yes, for someone asking, this is $15K per match. If Cate ends up holding her lead and winning this match, if she wins the second one, they'll be done. But if Dentale wins either the first or second, they'll go to the tiebreaker in the third.
Sean had a great idea that I fully support, by the way, which we think that if they had gone split in the first 2 matches, they should have had, the stake should have been doubled.
We can
on the
actually
final
still
one.
go and discuss that if they're doing it. We hear about that. Go
How long
and
do we
bring up
play
our
our
ideas.
straight
Say,
matter? Do we
you
take a
guys
break?
both
Why?
came here playing on winning and
Right.
losing 30K.
play
Let's
straight through,
double
take a
it and
break?
let's just play for 30.
And then just
Take
double
a
the
break,
stakes.
or we
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
No, we'll play. I'm just curious.
Because I'm sure,
Amazing.
a lot of people.
Also, for the fans.
Yeah.
Come on. So Mike getting pretty short here.
Then shit's gonna
Someone
get
said
hairy.
Cate is supporting the liberal media
Then
bias
shit's gonna get hairy?
charity. All right, let's go to some Twitter questions. Let's see what some people have said to both Doug and I.
All right.
It's always tough to catch where the point you were last time.
Classic Joe Ingham tweet. GTO doesn't fail. Thank you, Joey. Of course. Whose current name is GN Mike and Cate plus 20 big blinds. Oh, shout out to Alex Depew. I'm really enjoying watching you on Poker Night TV this weekend, man. Play commentary on point. Cheers, man. Thank you. Brian Reinhardt, keep bringing Doug Polk and Sean D more cupcakes. Oh,
The
boy.
funny thing is, I'm not a huge dessert guy, but those were good cupcakes.
Same, actually.
I
love beer.
Let's get a steak from Hugo's,
All right.
and then we'll sit there and chow down on that.
Yeah. We're dieting. No more cupcakes, guys.
Yeah.
We're getting lean.
Back to meat and potatoes.
Exactly. All right, this we had a bet from Cate on the turn. A little on the thin side.
But
Maybe-
Dentale is
maybe-
call.
Maybe she thinks that This is a bad river.
You didn't act, did
She's
you?
got to check here.
Didn't he just say ace? Like, did he just announce his hand to her?
Well, I guess I'm not qualified for that hand.
when your opponent tells you he has ace high and you have a pair of fives, you know,
Pretty good spot to
you
bet.
can probably bet for value.
Ace 4.
He's telling people what he had. Branchak Harris is wondering that how you know that he's so bad to agree that he's not the best in the world.
How do I know that he's not?
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Probably never heard of him?
I don't know. Wait, Brandon Check Harris?
Yeah.
No, I know him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oscillator, Brandon Check Harris. We hung out a couple times. I don't know enough about mixed games. So, yeah. I just know that there's some sickos out there, I guess.
Yeah,
is
there are.
The main thing.
All right. Dentale's in my comfort zone, 20 blinds.
Right.
This is where I can tell, you know, Doug what is GTO.
Right, right.
But no, I disagree because those stupid shove charts out there that I disagree with. Cate's just jamming. Let's guess. Ace 5 off? We're going to never know.
We'll never know.
Queen 10 off. I don't like that. But she did it.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird one.
It's just too good of a hand.
I prefer to see a check
Yeah.
and play a little poker. You know?
I like hands that dominate a lot of his weak limping range.
Yeah.
That he's going to try to bluff you on the boards that you hit.
Also, hands that can flop strong pairs tend to be good.
Heads up, short stack, yeah, shallow stack. First, the guy who keeps calling down with ace high and, you know, all these other weak hands.
Yeah, I can't imagine Mike has done too much 20 big short work.
Well, clearly we saw how little 100 big work he did, so I couldn't imagine.
Also true. Also true.
I feel like most of the time Mike's probably played 20 big blinds. It's probably been a tournament 9-handed with a full ante, and it's vastly different than, you know, heads up with no ante.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, all in a call.
All in and a call.
Queen
All
5
right.
off?
Are
those hands?
Is not.
Did he have 3,000 or not 3,000? He had 3,000.
Well, that is the lead there for Cate.
And the dealer's really giving no sweats there.
No sweats. All right, and that looks like it's going to be it for the
So you still think it's 120,
What
seeing that?
I don't know. No, seems worse.
Look at that, Cate.
What?
The little
You
smear.
clap.
You can clap.
Only halfway.
All right, so I believe we're going to be taking a little break here.
Okay.
I'm
What
going
happened?
to try and get a few Instagram
We'll do.
stories with, you know, I guess they
Yeah,
might.
that's the third. No, if I win that one, then we go to a third. You know what's just so fucking tilting? Girls got like me dominating every
thanks.
hand. Then if I have her
So-
dominated, she hits a kicker.
Yeah, 15 to
And then like, you know, heads up queen. Yeah, it's a joke. This guy's what? Yeah, no, I know.
No, but then I feel like the speech play started like I feel like that was really good.
What tilts me about this game, bro, is yeah.
Whatever you guys want. I'm going to wait for the discussion of that hand because I think Doug, you know, is more advanced than me when it comes to, you know, decisions like that. And so I'll just explain my thought process a lot on why I folded versus Jeremy. Yeah, I mean, that Queen 5 and like shows, you know, why we talked about Dentale, you know, being a tilter. And that's just not a good call. Even like 10 blinds deep, that's not a call, let alone, you know, 20. And, you know, Cate, I don't think is jamming super wide. She's not going to look down at Jack 3 suited and rip it there. She has a skill edge, but, you know, he went for it. I didn't hear any excuses from Mike, too many. I mean, I think he kind of, you know, got out of his game. He actually held his own for a while, built back up, and we're going to be very intriguing to see how it goes this next match if Dentale changes his mindset. I'm happy to be here commentating. You know, Poker Night in America has always been great to me. I've gone to a lot of their stops. I try to do a little bit of commentary when I'm not playing, but often I prefer being on the show because the action's insane, and I love slow rolling, bluffing, getting bluffed, and, you know, being an asshole in general and doing fun stuff. The game we were playing at 5 a.m. was 5100 No Limit. Who played? Olivier played, Doug, myself, Jeremy, Kid Dennis, who played briefly 100-200 with us, and I think like 2 other. Aru played with us yesterday, joined. I think we might have had another person at one point. So we had a nice little 7-handed game where we did. Yeah, Dan, she open shoved button, and he called in the big blind for 3K. I did realize we're going to talk about the 5 deuce hand later. I know see question central, but I want Doug to be here as well. It's okay to hate me. I hate myself sometimes too. That guy in Pittsburgh, I just think he's an asshole. He's not that good at poker, and you know he really was brutal to Kane Callis the trip before. So I kind of told Kane, like, hey, you know, I'm going to go after this guy because what he said and did to you last time when he was drunk was inappropriate. And so he was sober this time, so I wanted to call him out for it. And then we just kept laying to him. And he just wasn't funny, wasn't playing hands, and it was just kind of, you know, nothing else going on besides him attempting to shit-talk me while I was losing a few thousand in the game, which is nothing. You're playing 25, 50, 100. Well, I'll let you know how many hands in a second. I'm sure these guys can calculate it, but I'm guessing it was around 60 because it was about 10 hands ago we had that 46 count. I think Cate played pretty well. You know, she got a couple bluffs through. She built up an image and didn't bluff in a bunch of spots, and then she got through the big bluffs that she needed and the one that wasn't even a bluff. Jeremy Kaufman is this real estate guy from Chicago who happened to, you know, make friends with the right people a few weeks ago to get on the show. He was super entertaining, super gambly, played insane, put everyone in some tough spots, and was just a great character. He's just funny, table talk, you know. Me and him had great banter, a lot of great shit-talking. It's just the type of guys we need on that show. We don't need the super nitty, quiet people. We need entertaining, boisterous, you know, showmen. Yeah, it was 65 total hands. So, you know, pretty solid match. They were pretty close to getting to the blind jump. So I luckily won my first bet, and we got a few more of those coming up later. Hopefully this next match is as entertaining and rough, just slightly under 2 hours again, so I can win my bet again versus my 2 degenerate gamblers with me. Okay, viewers, we're going to drop the stream for a few seconds. We got to fix something, but we'll be back soon, even sooner than the clock says. I'll be back. Doug might be back by then. We'll discuss some more hands and some more questions, so feel free to stay on and, you know, enjoy the show. It's only going to get better from here.